Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode, possibly our last episode, of Reading Between the Lines, our Good Society campaign. We're gonna go around, we're gonna go say who we are, who we're playing, and then get started, because we gotta get this party rolling. I'm Lindy, Laugh of Lindy, and I'll be playing Imogen Gray, Tutor, and, now Orphan. I think that's just a good summary. Someone who is also an orphan, kind of, maybe. No, definitely is. In the game, one of their characters. Yutsai, how are you?
For a second, I was like, how am I an orphan? Did she know something I don't? Hi, I'm Yutsai. I'm playing Sylvia Gray, an orphan, uh,
Yes.
a noble trying to punish uh, old family enemies. I'm also playing Nafisa Tiali, who is a young woman who's trying to decide between the responsible thing and the personal thing. And I also play Olivia Ardens, who's doing stuff. She's
She's the
confident.
best.
Someone who's confident would be Nuggetosaurus.
That's a bold assumption. Hi, I'm Nugget. I'm playing Lady Sienna Trafford, no longer Gray, as well as Saoirse, who's recently re-engaged and kind of really not really mourning the loss of her mother. Kind of.
Yeah.
Very sad. Very sad.
Very sad. So sad.
It's supposed to be.
Mourning. Oh, you can't get married because you're in mourning. You have to wait like an entire year.
Oh, that's only if people find out that they had any sort of connection whatsoever. Someone who might be a morning person. I don't know. Dimples and Dice, how are you?
Oh, definitely not a morning person.
Same.
Hello, everyone. I am Dimples and Dice. He, him. I will be playing Jamal and Shaka and Sebastian and probably Lawrence, too. This is going to be a game. We'll see how it goes. And maybe I'll, get someone to woo someone's father or get married clandestinely.
That would be not
Wonderful.
honorable.
Fuck honor.
Book honor is something that Snow says every single day as a mantra. How are you today? And who is this fine gentleman that is all over your face?
If honor is Imogen's middle name, maybe for you know.
Yeah.
As for this gentleman that is currently semi-rizzing me up, as he wants food, he accepts belly rubs in exchange for food. You see, his name is Echo.
Oh, cool.
He has an entire story behind him, but he is a very tolerant gentleman. He is a happy Slav. He spiritually identifies as Boris.
Oh.
But I'm sure as much as he would love to steal the show, because he would.
I'd let him.
As for who I'm playing, I am playing Lady Solange of Montfort, though she did marry Lord Grey. Not that she's planning to take his name at all. um, he's dead after all. So
What does he care?
exactly. And
Kind of
she's
also wasn't his
looking
name,
to-
but
Shh.
Shh. We don't know what they were called. Okay, we don't know. As for who else I play Fanny Green, who's also looking to maybe get married and work for a new place that may potentially be filled with vampires.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Unconfirmed.
Mhm.
And also
Unconfirmed.
Agnes, who is very not concerned about her child, who just received a lot of world-shattering
Thanks.
news.
Oh,
And I'm not talking about Sylvia.
and you're not talking about Sylvia. Leads us to our facilitator, who might or might not talk about Sylvia at some point during this night. How are you, Trooper?
Hey, I'm the trooper. I'm the T to the R to the O to the O to the P to the E to the R trooper. And SJP. It's me. And I'm very happy to facilitate. I have my my little a grid with people on it and notes about disapproving fathers and elopements. I'm sorry, let me rewind. Disapproving fathers and engagements to Morris. Like, I mean, I think everything's gonna be fine. I'm excited about everyone just doing what they're supposed to do and nobody causing any shenanigans at all, especially not in our very last scene, our very last sort of vignette for our first novel chapter. When we last left off our crew, we are currently in cycle 4. This is our last cycle. We're at the top of cycle 4, but we have one scene left. Everybody's had theirs except for Prince. But before we begin, oh, hey, Hype. Oh, Hypes. Before we begin, I thought I would engage in a little bit of a recap, and everyone will join with me, I imagine, when it comes time to it. We have the Gray Estate, Blossomfall Park, a place that is beautiful, gorgeous, ancient, and the Gray family has been the Earls, Earl Grey, it's an earldom. They have been the traditional holders of this estate for many, many generations. And they might have been somewhat sociopathically awful in that kind of Transylvanian noble way of the early medieval time frame, you know? They might have had that vibe going on. They might have, like, you know, liked to hunt the most dangerous game, which was peasants, for sport. I'm just saying there's, like, might have been some stuff going on there. But sometime earlier, during some of the revolts in the 1740s, so not that long ago, but like, 50, 60 years ago, there were some general revolts going on, and the staff of the house took that opportunity to murder the nobles who were in charge of the estate and then take their place, because murdering nobles is sort of treason, and that's real bad, because that little uprising didn't go well. So you had to, like, paper it over. And so this estate, this not just one or two of them, but all of them, all of the sort of the old school folks conspired to pass off the current runners of the family as the old runners of the family. And their ruse was successful for a while, until we start off with Earl Grey. Earl Grey. Earl Grey, the Earl of Blossomfall, who had an affair or two, one before he was married, one after. Also, his wife and two twins were being poisoned by the old Greys, and so he baby swapped the last one. Like, his son died, his wife died, his daughter was dying, so he just, like, body swapped so that the servant's daughter could be poisoned instead. And that servant's daughter was then raised believing that she was the actual daughter of Earl Grey her entire life. She, although might be a little bit dangerous for her, so she was sent off to India to be married to a British nobleman, Renwell, who was not a great dude. And she finally was able to come back when he died mysteriously. She didn't kill him, maybe. And I mean, who knows? And I have a result token for that. But anyway, so he died, and she has come back with her son to rejoin her father. Also, there was her father's fiancée, the French noblewoman, who was not hanging out in France because of the whole Napoleon situation, and her very good friend, Jamal, who's a prince from South Africa, which has just recently been invaded by the British and taken over from the Dutch. And turns out there's... Oh, and then the tutor is a lovely Irish lass. But as it turns out, the tutor was actually secretly the child of Earl Grey, because and the child of the original Grey family, as part of an evil plot from the evil original Greys. Turns out Jamal was also the child of Earl Grey, but that was a union born out of love. And it turns out also that Sienna was not actually the child of Earl Grey, as it turns out, but was the child of the
Other
the
Earl
head.
Grey. Yes,
Yeah,
Earl Grey.
and Yeah, previous Earl Grey. It's like a wreath on a tree. And then, yeah. But then Earl Grey was murdered because so it turns out they've been holding captive one of the original Greys, a very murderous fellow named Heathcliff, in their basement for a while. He got out and he killed Earl Grey, framed Earl Grey, was about to go on a murder spree, but he got murdered by Jamal. And also, actually, Sienna, who shot him in the neck. And then Jamal bashed him a whole bunch so it wouldn't look like, so that people would not pin the murder on Sienna, because people have been looking at her anyway, because, she has a great son, Sebastian, who has been under the influence of the evil Heathcliff just a little bit. He's also 17, And let's see, the actual daughter of Earl Grey, Sylvia, has shown up looking for revenge and vengeance and justice, but that's hard to come by at this moment. What does that even mean? What does that mean? But as we speak, we are in this moment where there's been a lot of death. Heathcliff has been killed. Original Lady Grey has been killed, Helena. They've passed that off as that she was actually
She's a
just
hurricane now.
the mother of us. She's a hurricane. Earl Grey has been killed. So that's 3 people who've been killed. Also, a small peasant boy has been run over by a horse. That's 4 deaths. We need 4 funerals and a wedding. And so all of those people have been killed. The estate's currently sort of under house arrest at the moment. We still have a number of family members about. Oh, wait, sorry. Also, Solange's aunt has also died. So that's actually 5 people. So we're gonna just ignore the peasant boy, right? We'll just have the
We'll just
important people
ignore
have
the
their own
peasant
funerals,
boy.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who cares about him? There was an uprising, a peasant uprising recently.
Helena
Things
also
are not
isn't
doing
gonna
well.
get an important person funeral.
I'm sure no peasants were killed in this uprising.
Just noble people pretend to be peasants, I guess. But as we speak, we have a couple of things going on where we have Sylvia and, well, I suppose the long and short of it is there is a question about who is going to take over this estate. It is unclear. Sienna has gotten married to Lord Trafford. Her son should be inheriting the Renwell estate. So, and also, there's some questions about who's the heir of Earl Grey is the question. And who's going to say? Because could be Jamal. There's so many people who theoretically could have this, but you have to convince Count Damon that your claim is good, and Count Damon has a beard and a mustache and also a pipe. Yes, you have to convince them, because he's sort of like the representative of the Prince Regent, and if he doesn't go for it, he won't go for it.
Right, the Prince Regent.
But a lot of people. Well, perhaps the crown just needs to take it back. Maybe Prince Damon, Count Damon should just take it. But so in the end, maybe so there's a question about who is going to take over this estate, and there are many, many people who could make a claim, depending on what they wanted to reveal about themselves or not. And at this moment, we have one last scene for our first novel chapter, and that belongs to Prince. Prince, as far as you know, there has been an engagement planned, and that does not involve Jamal in any way, because why would it? And that engagement is forthcoming. There'll probably be a lovely, I don't know, tea with the engaged couple, so they can meet each other, I guess. And it'll all be fine. Everything would be wonderful. Nothing would be bad. So tell me, Prince and the Purple Rain, what scene would you like to round out our first novel chapter?
Could I? Perhaps.
Yes. Yes.
I actually want to gather a few people for this. And we'll see if
I
this
am
works.
excited about it.
I would love to have Jamal sit down with Nafisa, his mother, and Genevieve.
Well, here's the problem. There's no way her father will allow that
Yes, yes,
as
yes.
a default moment. So,
I-
how's that going to happen?
Why? I am going to
Mhm.
have, if I need to spend on this, I'll spend on it. But I want to have my mother reach out to her father. So delightful lady reaching out to say beautiful things about her son.
Yes. The problem
Hell,
is,
he could
what are
be
you going to
there.
do what are you going to do to make that happen? Because you have to spend for that to happen.
Of course, you can have a resolve token.
See, I would, except
Basket.
that you have impiety. So, as a person with impiety, I am going to call on that negative tag to say that there is no way Dad will allow her to go. To Genevieve Blanche will not be allowed to go to this.
Well, could I call, instead of just using resolve token, could I call on one of my positive tags instead? Which is
Let's go.
loyal.
Tell me about it.
Jamal, to his friends and his family, he would ride for them through hell and back. Hell, he did it for Sienna, thinking that she was his sister. And thus, I think that makes perfect sense for him to be like, hey, I will ride for the people who I truly care about, and this is one of those people. And I have proof.
So, first off, you have to take off one of your resolve tokens. I'm going to take off your roguish, because you're countering, because I used that one. You're using
It's
loyal.
impiety, I thought you said.
Yes, you're right. Sorry. Impiety is the one I took off, because clearly roguish will just have to come later. So for that loyal, I will say, it's tricky because she's already engaged now to Morris, so we cannot do anything
She
proper.
accepted the engagement of Morris?
Well, her dad did.
Her dad did. She doesn't get to choose these things. It is not her choice who she gets to marry. He accepted.
I thought she was engaged to Sebastian, not Morris.
Yes, that's right. It's Sebastian. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sebastian. There was a swapperoo. Yes, she's engaged.
Your boy
to
Sebastian might meet up and do a body swap with you, though.
So I'm going to say for this, because I would like to make your life very difficult.
Of course.
Because that makes me sad, me happy, actually. He will allow her to be at the estate on the condition that this is thought to be a tea with Sebastian, and he is also there, as would have to be his mother, Sebastian's mother.
So we're just bringing everybody to this. Okay.
That there's a bit of a what's the word? 1980s Three's Company hijinks, where it turns out there's more than one fiance in the room, and more than one sort of a. It's a bigger tea than it was expected to be.
Does Sebastian even know that he's engaged?
It's a surprise.
I like to offer a resolve token to Prince for Lawrence just to be there for no reason. just so I could talk to him every now and then to make it.
So yeah,
Or
I
else
just
creatures
need
think
for
excuse to see a Nafisa, just saying, but
I'm just yeah. hmm I'm just wanting this to have been meant to have been a smaller tea, but unfortunately more people end up being there.
Okay. Just make it messy. Why not?
I just feel like it should be more messy. So I imagine it's going to be in the they have like a lovely what do you call it? An greenhouse?
We have an atrium.
Right, like, thank you, the atrium, right? Glass, right? Beautiful glass covered. Um Olivia, I imagine, is going to have to be helping to set up. That is, her job now.
Yes, Chief Laundress on duty. These linens need washing. She rips off the linens and goes to get a fresh pair.
So Fanny also is probably going to have to be involved in getting this set up. I'm very excited about that. We have our downstairs characters setting up. If we could start with them in the atrium getting ready for this lunch, this tea.
just to be clear, Jamal did not invite Shaka, right?
No, but I mean,
Okay.
it is a household. You know what I mean? Who
Yeah.
knows? There's always resolve tokens to make sure that Prince has every character he plays here all at once, but with different hats. I mean, that's just a possibility. That's all.
Guys, we have resolve tokens, I think. So, wait, no, I have two. But, just saying.
How do Fanny and Olivia set up this this tea? I would like to know how nice or not it is, and whether or not the poison brandy is here. No, they got rid of that, so I think you're fine.
Yeah,
We did. We also made sure that all the wines were given to the inspectors.
Yeah,
Because little prank.
that makes them drunk.
Makes them likely to poison themselves.
Who knows? We already got rid of that one because it killed my aunt. So anyway, I think when it comes to Fanny, first of all, I think she would have bristled at the fact that the entire family, except the person that she loves, is at the table. Second, would have asked that person, do we want to do this to the best of our abilities? Because I already have a letter of recommendation, and they like, are you okay? Like, what's the vibe? I'm going to deep throat my mic. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Better.
Thank you.
Thank you. What is the vibe from Shaka about this? Somebody wants to know. Oh, it's gonna be so messy.
Shaka plans to be there anyway. It is some world, not even because he cares, but at this point, it's like, how dare he not invite me after his apology? After what our mother said? This motherfucker thinks he's going to just walk around and potentially get engaged without me having an opinion? Sheesh. Okay. Sure.
So, I think, if that is the case, first of all, because this is a royal family from South Africa, I think it would be more to impress upon not just the status of the Grey Estate, but the worldliness of the Grey Estate, because we're known for being world travelers, and of course we are hosting such prolific people. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We're probably going to be serving rooibos tea. And we're going to be doing, I think, snacks and desserts that were probably recommended by Jamal and Shaka, whatever like they've liked in the past while, because Jamal's been here for a while now as a guest, right? So by now, Fanny probably knows from at least the cook what him and his family like, and then asking like, hey Shaka, like, what do you think would help preserve the dignity of your family, and of course, thusly help elevate your dignity, so to speak. So it would be done to perfection, and Olivia, her ripping away any linen with ever so slight wrinkle in it is fine for now, because we do need perfection today.
Not this
Yes.
one.
I also think Shaka would pick up on Fanny's petty energy that is also fueling his petty energy
Yeah,
and bring Jamal just like a little gift. If you let this one slide, which is traditional garb, and just sit it in Shaka and Jamal's room. Just like, here you go, bro. I got you.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
from your brother.
Yeah. Yeah. And I imagine everything looks amazingly set.
Lavishly so, yes.
Lavishly so. Now, I'm going to have to ask a couple of slightly other messy questions. We have some local nobility who will be coming to tea. They will be meeting with Lady Sienna and her son Sebastian, Lord Sebastian. But also, it turns out, all of Jamal's family is also there. Surprise. And but I would, and we're going to have Genevieve Blanche and her father there as well, but they're not there yet. They've not yet arrived. I believe we should have I would like to see Lady Sienna, Sebastian, Jamal, and Nandi and Afisa. I would like to see them all converge in this place in the atrium when maybe they should not all have been there, because maybe it really should have only been one but not the other, but it turns out they're both there. Yeah, I would like that. That would make me very happy. When oh yes. And I think Lady Nandi Tialidi Yalone, she comes in and she's in she's got a lot of fabric, right? Sort of wrapped. She's got a lovely head wrap, and she is coming in. And she is there I imagine she's probably coming in Afisa. And could we have it so that Lady Sienna and Lady Nandi would have come to the same head of the table right about the same time?
Whose result
Oh.
token was that?
I mean, nobody has a bad time because of it, so I don't feel like
Yeah,
we need a
I'm okay with it.
resolve token for it. Also, I just need to know whether or not Solange, the lady of the house, maybe is going to be here at all. Anyhow, what are you doing here?
I'm the one who orchestrated this tea. What are you doing here?
I'm here for a tea with my son and a woman named Genevieve Blanche.
And what would your son have to do with Genevieve Blanche?
And she looks and she sees Sebastian. She says, my son is going to be engaged to this woman.
My son is
Jamal's
already
getting
engaged
engaged?
to her.
Wait, what?
Yes. Yes. Nafisa, please go get your brother.
Yes, Mama. She excuses herself and goes to fetch Jamal.
And she looks up at Sebastian. My son has said that he has made a connection with this English woman. And we are to have a tea with his family.
This tea was arranged by me for Lady Genevieve and her father to meet my son, her betrothed.
Oh, no. This woman, I believe, is betrothed to my son.
Are you going to tell me about this?
Yes, I intended to speak with it before she arrived. I was not expecting others here.
I don't want to step on Jamal's feet. I like Jamal.
Jamal is also not a noble of England and does not have the ties that we do.
No, he is a prince.
He still has no stake in England.
England now has a stake in South Africa, so
And
I
not the
think he
other way
does.
around.
If that were so, then would not have been here for so many months, years,
He was invited.
as a guest. Yes, so he does have a stake.
Of Solange, not of, again, English.
Solange, yes. The lady of the house, my understanding.
Sienna doesn't know that they got married, right? Nobody knows that.
Only that one outburst where she talked about her late husband.
Right, yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't think Sienna...
Yeah. But so it was said out loud and like, well, what does that mean?
We
So
haven't
there's like
addressed it yet.
it has not been addressed. It has been stated, but not addressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm?
A fiance, which, since my father's dead, no stake there either.
Oh, that is not what I had heard. I had heard that they had been married.
And you've seen official documentation of this?
I have not seen official documentation for whatever person that you have married, but I still believe that you when you say that you have married this person.
Yes, but my house is not in turmoil right now, the way the Grey House is, with this. And she just kind of like gestures to everything.
Are you not a Grey? Is this not also partly your house?
This
The house
is
you
my
grew up in?
house. This is
Well,
my
it's,
house.
Lady Solange's house, I imagine now. But the turmoil in it still reflects upon you, does it not?
I don't think Sienna says anything. I think she's been very cool through all of this. I think her facial expressions.
She has been.
Yeah, and I think Sienna, like, at this moment, she's like, you know what? I'm not even a fucking Grey. I'm not even a noble. Fuck this. I think she's just done. And she was like, perhaps we shall let the men speak with this Genevieve.
Mother, did you think I couldn't find someone on my own? I just...
Oh. I see there is trouble in your house again. And she just steps back in that most like, you know, when you step back in a way that is just also a little bit of a poke. She just like steps back for those two to have that conversation.
And I think like
an accord.
I think Sienna like just she takes Sebastian by the arm gently and guides him away from Nafisa, or not Nafisa, Nandi.
Lady Nandi.
Lady Nandi. And she guides him away to where she will not overhear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, when you do, she takes your chair. Just so you know, she sits down in that chair that you would have sat in. I
don't think Sienna cares at this point. Again, not a Grey.
I know.
She doesn't give a shit.
I know.
She can think it's a win all she wants.
I know.
Sienna pulls Sebastian away. And probably like around a corner as well, so Nandi can't see them.
Does a vase break?
No.
Oh, that's a great question, though.
No vases break.
Not yet.
Mainly because there aren't currently any vases in the atrium.
There's no vase in range.
This is fair.
Yeah.
Vases are safe.
I had intended to speak to you about this in private before others joined. Lady Genevieve is very much so of a like temperament to women who don't do well in society. They do well. They are probably some of the best women in our society, yet our society rejects them. Her father came to me and Lord Trafford, and I agreed to entertain the idea of an engagement between the two of you for Genevieve's sake. She is in trouble, and if there's anything I can do to help a woman in need, I will do it. That being said, you still have a choice in this, but know that your actions will reflect on Genevieve's eligibility.
Okay. Right. Well,
All
that
I
was
ask,
a whole thing that just
yes,
happened between
yes,
you and Jamal's mom.
yes, she has come in here and thinks she has a claim. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this house anymore, and I don't think I care to. But in our house, you and I think Genevieve would be a good match for you. She is intelligent. She is quick-witted. She is very kind. She helped during the uprising to cure numerous people from poisoning. I ask you give her a chance.
Okay, but Jamal's been a good mentor to me. And they seem, in the times that I've seen them, walking by each other, whatever, to be making eyes and.
There are... Nandi stated that they are engaged, or there have been talks of an engagement between the two of them. The fact that her father has come to us and asked for a different arrangement, that is not a blessed pairing. If Jamal does not come into funds of his own, would be not in a great position. I understand that he has been a friend to you. I do not dislike Jamal. I think he's a decent man when he wants to be. But I'm thinking of Genevieve here.
Okay.
Like I said, please just give it a chance.
Fair enough.
Now, this tea is going to be very uncomfortable. So
Yes, this is off to quite a start.
yes, best behavior, I think, for the two of us, myself included. Shall we?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, boy.
And Sienna will sit at the other head of the table.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Facilitator,
Yes.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
Which tea table is it? Which tea room is it? And is this the one that's very, very like eavesdroppy? Because I think Solange would have seen them like from the banisters, like ooh tea, and would have like be like Imogen, let's get snacks, and she would definitely want to eavesdrop.
Hey, as long as your eavesdropping is just hanging out, there's no resolve token needed. But if you need the eavesdropping for reasons, then there's just a resolve token to have all of the eavesdropping, to drop the eaves.
I think it's because she sees chaos and she's like, not my circus, not my monkeys.
For
Let's go
once.
to the circus. So she'd be like, Imogen, let's go. And if Shirsa wants to come
Nice.
along, it's just like,
We'll eat popcorn and sip our own tea
Mhm,
and
from
listen.
like behind a
Have
convenient plant wall in the atrium.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
Thank you. I just
mhm.
need to know. I just need to be able to be like,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So, who arrives next? Jamal.
Yeah.
We did want to
Jamal
get
and Navisa.
yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Who comes in next?
I think at that point, Nafisa would have returned with Jamal.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Ah, come, my son. And she stands up and she gives you a kiss on the cheek. And she sort of squeezes Nefisa's hand. And she sort of gestures for you to sit in a way that like really has the entire family in a bit of a wall. A good solidarity sort of cluster on their end of the table. Is
Did he agree to come?
it seems as if there was an invitation from, and she sort of nods, like she's not speaking super loudly, but it is an atrium. It's like, it's not like you can avoid hearing what she's saying, but she sort of nods to you. Lady Sienna has made a tea for her son Sebastian's engagement to Genevieve.
Is everything all right, Mama?
Well, it seems there is a bit of confusion over letters I imagine must have been lost in the post. The British post must be difficult with these things, I imagine. Well, we shall see.
Not everyone can be as reliable as our men at home, Mother.
This is true. The English are not so reliable in all ways. And I think
Mama.
that's probably about the time when you would have
Mother, that's not necessary.
Genevieve and her father being arrived. And announced, we would need an announcement from our butler.
Shaka announces them.
Oh, love it, love it. Yes, yes.
Why not?
Lord Blanche. Yes. And he walks in with his daughter Genevieve, who doesn't look very excited as she's coming into the atrium. And then she sees Jamal, and then she does look excited, but then Lord Blanche does not look excited. So there's like the beginning moment, and then less of, there's like a bit of a shift. And he goes, "Oh, well, Lady Sienna," he says as he walks over to greet Lady Sienna, not quite certain what all of that over there is about,
Lord Blanche, I do apologize. There seems to be some kind of miscommunication. Might I introduce you to Lady Nafisa? What's her title? Sienna would know her title.
Lady Nandi is actually Ialode Nandi Tiali.
Okay. Sienna would announce her.
Ialode is an equivalent of queen,
Queen,
but specific, to a specific region.
Sienna would introduce her as such.
Oh. He bows, and she says, "It is my pleasure. Lord Blanche is my understanding. It is a pleasure to meet you. May I introduce to you my son? This here is Prince Jamal Balfour. This here is my daughter, Princess Nandi Tiali. And we are guests here in this place. Diplomatic guests, and it is a pleasure to meet you." And he goes, "Yes." He bows, and he gives a bit of a little mini stink eye to Jamal. Just a little quick mini stink eye when he does this bow. I was not aware that we'd be having a larger number of guests.
Yes, I do apologize for that. Like I said, a bit of a miscommunication. Please take a seat. And she will sit, because just I think it's funny. She will situate it so Genevieve is in between Jamal and Sebastian.
Genevieve was like hoping she could sit somewhere where she'd be just next to Jamal, but apparently that didn't happen. So she sits where she is directed to do so, as is proper and polite. And she smiles, and she and she sort of like so when she comes in, she actually is like quick, like it's like a lot of drama, but she sees all of the plants in the atrium, some of which are actually quite interesting. And she sort of notes them, but then she's like, no, must pay attention, right? So she sits down as she is supposed to, for this social thing. He goes, Lady Sienna, my daughter Genevieve would be very happy to show you her talents as a well-bred young lady. If you have a harpsichord or a fortepiano, after our tea, she would be happy to play something, wouldn't you? She goes, yes, of course I would, Father. And it's like, oh, this is very awkward.
Yeah. Sienna will. Sienna's good at reading a room. That would be agreeable. I do believe quite a bit of our instruments were damaged in the uprising, so we'd have to see if we could find one. However, I do remember.
And she pops up. She goes, "Oh, if everything is too damaged, then of course I would never dream of imposing upon you. I just suppose I would not be able to play then. Some other time, I imagine."
Yes,
I'm heartbroken about it.
time. Though I do understand that you were quite instrumental in helping us with the poisoning that happened recently. I have some plants over here. I was wondering if you could identify them for me.
And she looks to her father, and there's a thing that happens, right? Her father's initial instinct is like, absolutely not. However, the lady of the house, because not everybody's heard about the marriage, is making the offer. So he's like, well, of course, he just sort of like gives this nod, and she sort of steps up. She's like, of course, I'd be so pleased. I have
just pipes in the middle of this. He's like, I am sure that the Lady Genevieve's intelligence around the area of the plants will be as radiant as her smile. You will easily be impressed, Lady Sienna.
And she blushes at that. Dad frowns deeply, and Nandi smiles like she just won something in this competition.
I think Sienna just nods, and then she will pull Genevieve away, just onto the opposite side of the atrium, and she's going to let that whole mess unfurl in the moment without us for the moment.
Sebastian is just looking between Jamal and Lord Blanche, and Jamal and Lord Blanche, and he's like...
As the two women leave, British women, Lord Blanche goes, well, Lord Renwell, it is good to see you.
Pleasure, sir.
Yes, I have been told, and he's saying this in a way that is, how do I put this? Out loud and visible, right? He says, I've heard you've had quite good prospects. You have an entire estate that you have inherited, the Renwell estate. That's very impressive.
Yes. Lord Renwell.
Yes, your title is something that, well, I imagine you have quite a few eligible prospects. That you have chosen my daughter Genevieve is an honor for our family, but also shows your wisdom. My daughter would be quite the asset as the wife of someone running an estate in a manor. She is the picture of appropriate ladylike behavior. She will be quite good at hosting events and making the Renwell estate something to be spoken about all over. I'm quite happy for this happy engagement, says.
Are you implying that the Renwell estate would not be that without your daughter?
Well, she's an asset, Lord Renwell. Who else within all of England could be as such a jewel to be obtained as my daughter?
I'm sorry, sir, but if you excuse me saying this, but you speak of your daughter as if she's like a piece of cloth that you give away. I'm looking for a wife, a partner, not someone that is just being gifted to me to be an asset at my estate.
What are you thinking about, young man? all marriages, each person must bring something to the table. I personally, for example, would never allow my daughter to marry someone with no prospects, no money, and no value and worth in this country. But
I
someone
believe
with good
that is
prospects would be
a
worthwhile.
point at my good friend Jamal. Prince Jamal.
Well, yes.
At this point, can
Jamal
Fanny
just
very
sits
quietly,
back and just watches this.
almost very quietly, Your Majesty, and pour the tea for like fucking because man just snubbed the lady. Ooh.
Oh, yes, and
Poor
she has
Roivas.
got her fan out, and she takes this tea, and she says, "Jamal, why do you not speak? You have spoken to your father recently. Is that not true?"
Indeed, mother, I have.
"What news from the king?" We call him chief, but equivalent of king. What news has he given to you, my son?
Well, the words that I am broke, as has been spread around the estate, are factually inaccurate.
Of course. By the way, she's wearing gold, just for the record.
Love it.
Jamal is also wearing gold today.
Mhm.
Because Shaka hooked him up. This is
Yes.
this is a move for Shaka. I know what Shaka's doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she has like a necklace that has diamonds on it because South Africa has a whole bunch of
Precious metals
natural
and,
resources
and
involved.
gems.
Gold. Yeah, precious metals and gems. Quite a bit. And she's wearing them, by the way. Just very nice. Like her clothing itself is like richly colored and sort of, but not full of like lace and frilliness. It's there to really highlight the precious metals and gemstones that she has currently on herself. Yes, no.
The chief had some misunderstanding, but things have been settled.
Yes. Jamal, tell me, which of the diamond mines was your favorite growing up?
The northeast one.
The northeast one, is that the one that is the second largest in that region, or the one
Yes,
that is the third largest? Yes,
the
that one.
second
Good.
largest.
It is doing well, by the way. The production is doing well. And now that we have this connection to England here, these riches will be coming into influence here, not into the Holland. But of course, these sorts of influence would need to best serve between the both countries. You would need some sort of unity between them. Otherwise, I do not think the chief would be so happy with all of this wealth from our home leaving if there were not some diplomatic connection. Do you not think so?
This is why I was looking for a woman with the intelligence of someone like Lady Genevieve. And Lord Blanche, I must say that while I agree with young Lord Sebastian, I do think that Lady Genevieve would be quite the asset to both this estate and to Africa.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't want my daughter running off to some other country, one where who knows if the food is properly done. I mean,
Your daughter
I wouldn't.
is skilled in the plants, the trees, in the way of the natural earth, as are we. Do you think that we would do something with those things that your daughter would miss?
My daughter is expert in dancing, is expert in harpsichord, is expert in needlepoint. She is young enough and well, she is the picture of an English rose. And you can tell he feels uncomfortable with this like discussion of her intelligence. Like this is not he's concerned that this is not the thing that's going to get her married to anybody. And he's worried about it. Like it's just like, oh, this smarts is coming up way too much. And you can see that he's sort of uncomfortable with it.
Wrong crowd for that, my guy. Wrong crowd.
I know, but he you know what I mean? Like that's he you know, and you can tell that Nandi is not impressed by his behavior. Well, in Africa, women are also leaders, also intelligent, also the core of family and community. There is no lord without a lady. But then they work together. Well, who knows what you all do in Africa, but this is England, after all. I would want my daughter married to someone with a much better reputation, such as a good Lord Renwell here. And he sort of nods to Sebastian like, well, you know, like we're in this together.
How does
Sebastian has already learned his lesson about trust and nobility. Who's trying to point him in a direction right now?
Yeah.
And he looks to Lord Blanche and he goes, Lord Blanche, I appreciate the compliment, but it is not the compliment that you think it is.
Of course it is, my lord. What do you mean by that?
You mean to denigrate someone else by complimenting me?
Well, I just aim to speak to the truth of the matter.
Okay, then let us speak freely, sir, and speak to the truth. I believe that you should treat your daughter better. She is clearly incredibly intelligent. And while that has been a problem for many of the men who've probably been entertained and intimidated by her, I do not believe that would be the case for myself, nor would I believe that to be the case for Jamal here. That said, it seems you have a problem, not with us, but with your daughter herself.
My daughter's not a problem as of yet. I understand that she's a bit...
age. You've as of yetted. I may be young, sir, but I'm not stupid. Do not treat me as such.
No. Lord Redwell, it is true that my daughter is getting on in years and is not yet married. She is now 20 of the advanced age of 24. And I understand that that is somewhat advanced, but despite her advanced age, she is still quite youthful at heart, and I assure you that is not any sort of mark on her. She has just been a bit slow to choose. She is indeed her advanced age is a sign of her perfecting her wifely graces. She will be a good angel of the home. She will be a good, well-behaved Christian woman and hostess. She is certainly will able to give you quite a few heirs to the estate. She is not so old that was not possible. She is not disagreeable. She would indeed make an excellent,
Mother, this
excellent
is why
bride.
We've had such problems finding someone for Nafisa. This is what they want from their woman here.
This is terrible. Who are these people? What is wrong with these English?
This is them like here?
Yes,
absolutely.
So, I want to come back at this point with Genevieve, but I want to talk to Genevieve first.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll cut to that.
Let's just take this moment. you've got around to the other side to look at plants. And
Yes.
when you go around, she's like, these plants, they're actually quite these are quite rare. Where did you get these? These are from the continent, aren't they?
Yes, our gardener is quite diligent in producing new things for Blossomfall.
Ah,
So,
oh,
Genevieve, I didn't actually come over here
yes.
to have you identify these plants. I wanted to speak with you without the presence of your father.
Yes.
I agreed to the betrothal between you and Sebastian because there are a lot worse choices out there that your father could pair you with. And this is Sienna's being very
Yes.
frank in a way that I don't think society women are with anybody.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
However,
Look, Genevieve is like 24 years old. Do you know what I mean? She is
Yeah.
so old.
so
Um,
old,
So old.
so old.
So old
Ugh.
to be unmarried.
Almost
Yeah, it's just
spinster.
embarrassing.
Almost.
Almost.
So she's being very frank with Genevieve. I believed it was the best course of action to have you and Sebastian marry. For your sake, as I said, there are worse options out there. However, I do see the way you look at Jamal. Do you love him?
One cannot say in such that you've not had enough time with each other to know how deep our affection for each other might go, and I have sent him letters. I have not received a response back. Thought perhaps he was not. I thought perhaps that our time at the whist tournament and ball was just that. Had a bit of a reputation, and thought that perhaps he did not want to speak to me again, as I had not heard of him. I written more than once, twice.
To be generous to Jamal, there has been quite a bit going on at this estate as of late. He might not have had the time.
Yes, of course. But I wouldn't want to be too
Mhm.
forward, of course.
Of course. I have not known Jamal long, but I do know him most of the time to be a man of a good heart. If you would like to marry Jamal, I can make it as such that it would not come back on you. But if you would like to marry Sebastian and have that guarantee, the option is there. I do approve of this. I do think it is a good course of action. But again, as a woman of this society, I do understand the desire to follow your heart.
Lady Sienna, when I was playing whist with Jamal, it's masked, so I didn't know it was him.
Of course.
But I mean, who else could it be? He was... I played with quite a few people in the tournament that day, before all of the unpleasantness, of course. And many of them played whist like as if I were sitting, if you don't mind me saying, sitting in church with a pastor going on and on and on for hours and hours. There was nothing interesting to say, and none of the plays were interesting. It was exactly what I expected, and they had nothing to say. And quite often, quite a few of them. And you can see there's a little bit of like an indignation here when she says this. They would undercut my cards regularly. They wouldn't even pay attention to what I was playing. How could I be a partner to someone if they had to throw all the biggest cards at every moment? But Jamal, He played with me. And, well, cheated. Which I thought was so delightful. I thought it was actually quite charming to see someone who, I don't know, just seemed alive, actually. And, well, made sure that, small gesture, but he made sure that his cheating didn't stain my reputation at all. But I adored the way it made people somewhat scandalized. I don't know, he seems, I don't know, he's been outside of this place. He's been across the ocean. He's seen things that I've only read about. I don't know, seems to be one of the only ones to have actually seen me across the table. I know, certainly he's got romantic words, but which certainly don't hurt, and I may be so bold, he cuts a fine figure. If you understand what I'm saying, but I don't know, for me it's just...
He doesn't seem to mute your intelligence.
No.
He welcomes it.
Yes, but more importantly, and I say this, there are men that I have met are not ashamed of my intelligence once we get behind closed doors. But they would expect me to be a fluffy-headed flower anytime we're in public. And
Yes.
Jamal has never quite seemed to hold to that hypocrisy. And I understand that that makes him roguish and inappropriate at times. I don't want to marry someone who only cares about who I am when no one else can see. I think I deserve better than that.
I don't disagree. So, here's what we shall do.
Right?
Sebastian needs to be undesirable.
You know, your son is quite lovely.
Oh
enjoy
no,
meeting him.
I'm well aware, but a man's reputation can take a hit much better than a woman's in our society. I do
Yes.
apologize if me being so frank with you is unnerving, but I figured you wouldn't mind much.
No, I don't. My mother, before she died, was quiet. It's nice to not be the only one who sometimes says something. I do
Brits
appreciate
a
it.
glass or two.
Oh, well,
Like Sienna knows that's a rumor about her, so she just kind
yes,
of like,
yes.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, everybody's heard it, but she was
Yeah,
trying to be polite to say that she
trying to
didn't,
be polite. Yeah.
Oh, well, I must say, I'm glad the estate is well after the events of the uprising. Not too many people were hurt?
No, not many. There were some injuries, a death or two, but nothing crazy. And between you and I, the instruments are fine.
Oh, he always forced me to play all the time like I'm some sort of show pony, do dressage, and it just gets so tiring.
Yes, I understand that. I've been in those shoes before. So here's what we shall do.
Right?
We are going to go back to the table. And Sebastian, we're going to have your father break off the engagement to Sebastian.
Oh,
Just,
but I'll never approve of Jamal, considering, well, the prince has been somewhat inebriated in public quite a few times, and his reputation is, well, less than stellar.
yes. I would like to, I don't know who this would go to, and I don't know if it needs a resolve token. Where's I have like a shit ton. How many do I
You
have?
do.
1, 2. How many do I
You have a
need for
couple.
later? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5 for
Uh-oh.
later.
Oh, worrisome. Love it.
Yes. Okay. So I have a couple I can use. Okay. I don't, like I said, I don't know if this is a resolve token or if I can just do this. I would like to have a pool of money set aside. Like Sienna has like a fund. And Sienna's gonna essentially tell Genevieve that we'll break off the engagement. You don't need your father's approval. I will give you this. I will give you I will give him your dowry from this fund that I have, and you can marry who you want.
That is a resolve token.
Okay, I will give the resolve token for that then.
I'm going to have to say though, this most likely we're going to have to ask Prince because Prince is also Sebastian. Because this would also impact Sebastian for this.
That's
moment.
another thing for Sebastian. I want to activate the rumor that where is it? Lord Sebastian ran off with a manservant.
Oh, okay.
I would like Lord Blanche to get up and like go to the bathroom and hear this rumor and come back enraged and be like, your son is all this debauchery and
Well, we're going to have to ask Prince if he accepts this. This is an offer.
Amenable.
I think Sebastian would, because Sebastian at this point, like,
is pissed.
Jamal doesn't care about this guy. Sebastian,
I don't want this as a father-in-law.
Like, this would be like a person that Sebastian is on the brink of like hating and literally just trying to bite his tongue because his mother told him to try.
Best
but
behavior,
he's ready to roast this dude.
Okay. So, and she'll say, how in the world can I get my father to accept Jamal, though?
Even if he does not accept, let me be frank again. I understand what it's like to be married to someone that is not kind. I do have a stash of my own money. Regardless of your father's approval, marry who you wish, and I will pay your dowry.
Lady Sinner, that is such a large gift. Don't know if I could accept.
Darling, I don't have any daughters. I have a son. And if I can ensure that one of us has a happy ending, I will do everything in my power to do so.
She gets a little teary-eyed at this. She says, what about... And you can see there's this real sort of... She's torn between two things right now.
Yeah.
What about my youngest sister? I wouldn't want to make her prospects of marriage too much more difficult.
Oh, believe me, what I have planned will not come back onto your family.
You're certain? I mean,
I'm positive.
She's now 16 and she's worried about...
If for whatever reason you running off to Africa with Jamal makes
Have you ever been there?
I haven't, but it is on... I would like to travel more. I've been to India, but Africa does sound like a... Despite some of the people I've met from Africa, it does sound like a lovely place. Regardless, I can guarantee I am not leaving England anytime soon. I will watch out for your sister, and I will make sure, regardless of whatever reputation you leave behind, she finds a good match.
My mother died when I was far too young, and I had only my father and the servants, the estate. No one to just... And she just gives you a hug.
Yeah.
Sienna will hug her back.
Yeah. And she'll give not like a polite, it's like a mama bear hug kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like clearly she needed a mama bear hug because she has not really had one for a while. And she sort of like pulls back. Thank you. It's very difficult
If there's
Right.
teariness, a handkerchief
Yeah.
just comes out of
Oh.
the plant wall.
Oh,
Oh, have
oh.
Imogen
What-
and Solange heard this entire conversation?
Yes. She
I,
takes
I,
I'm
I'm,
here
the
for
looking,
it.
I'm
handkerchief.
currently DMing Trooper just to see if I can meddle as well. Like,
Oh, there's always meddling. Oh, sure, certainly.
Yeah. And then the hand just
oh.
retracts back.
Yes, yes. I feel like Fanny is going to have to bring in a beverage while this is happening.
Mhm.
I believe that's the case. Fanny, please deliver.
yes. She will probably, because as requested by Solange, will probably pass the note on to Imogen, to pass it on to Saoirse, who
Mhm.
passed it on to
Mhm.
all the way to Fanny, who would come over with this really dazzlingly beautiful like bottle of wine, which I think Jamal, everybody from his family would instantly notice, by the way, and would
Oh.
recognize, because this is from the vineyards of Constantia, which is again, she would very like gently just for cleansing the palate after your meal, and we'll set it down. It comes with a note. She glances at Jamal. It is for you, my lord.
And like, Nandi sort of sips this juice. I was not aware that you had such fine wine here at this estate. This is
We
something.
do have
And she
a
sort of
wide selection.
smiles.
As Sienna comes back, she overhears that, and we do have a wide
Yes.
selection.
Ah,
Shall I read it for you, Lord Balfour?
Yes, of course.
Ahem. My dearest friend Jamal, I sincerely hope your gathering will be a great success. As a gift from the current hostess of this estate, I have chosen a wine much admired in all sophisticated courts in Europe and beloved by King William III. I believe it would delight our guests. Enjoy this taste of home from the renowned vineyards of Constantia by that charming fellow Cloet. Cloet, there we go. And then she sets it down. And
that
then
is
bows,
very impressive.
leaves.
Solange.
It seems as if there are people here in this
Obviously,
court
yeah.
who have connections to emperors and those of great influence. And this is from the lady of the house. She is a good friend of yours. Is this not correct, my son?
Ah, yes. Lady Solange has been one of the most delightful people that I have met since I have been here, and has been extremely helpful in helping me become accustomed to this estate.
Now, if you excuse me, and she just she does this thing where she sort of like just slightly turns away from Lord Blanche in a slightly dismissive way, but just to turn to her son, she says, this woman, this Lady Solange, who is has got a lineage that goes back to great ones in Europe. She is now newly widowed. Perhaps she would be a better match for you than this Genevieve, whose family seems not to be nearly as impressive as you are, my son. You are, after all, a prince with diplomatic ties all across Europe. You most likely have the ability to see the heads of state in many places, not only in more than one continent. So perhaps this English family, this Blanche family, is not good enough for you, my son. She
Jamal
says,
has to bite his
just-
tongue from laughing at this. Is a moment to be like,
I think even Sienna is like hiding a smirk, like, fuck this guy.
Sips quietly.
Like-
Nafisa just sips quietly.
And Genevieve looks a little bit like, oh no, right? Just like, but she's looking a little, oh no. And you can see the dad is just like, like, and he's like, his instinct is like, oh no, hold on a second. Of course wait. And like, you can see him just like not quite certain what to He's like, if you'll excuse me, where's your water closet?
Oh yes, our head of house. What's head butler will guide you there.
Yes.
Yes.
I will.
Reginald, right?
Thank
Reginald?
you. Yes, thank you for remembering my name, lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reginald will guide you.
Yes.
Yes. While I'm away, Lord Sebastian, you should speak to my daughter about her ability to make flower arrangements. And he gets up, and you can just tell he's like quite rattled by all of that. And like, there's just like a lot of. And he sort of like heads out with Reginald to make it to the water closet, where he's.
As he leaves.
Rattled.
Well, this is perfect. We can set up Reginald talking to some rando servant guy about
Yeah.
stay away from Lord Sebastian. He has an engagement prospect here. Your love affair shan't come out.
Yeah. And so because Sienna's orchestrating this, I think she's gonna gesture to Reginald as like he's leading him out and just for reasons. Please make sure that he overhears you speaking of that rumor that was going around a while ago about Sebastian having a manservant lover.
Oh, I know just who to summon.
Perfect. Thank you. You are indeed the best.
And I summon, oh god, what, Miss Onion Boy.
John Page.
John the Page.
John Page.
Because
John the
out of
Page.
all of the manservants of this household, there is none that will get quite a visceral reaction than the waft of onion, like John the Page. And Reginald will, not even tell John what's up, because he knows he will, John won't be able to get a word in edgewise, hardly, or just be confused. Yes, John, I need you to understand here that Lord Sebastian has a very, very important guest here today. Lady Genevieve Blanche and Lord Blanche, yes, they mustn't find out about your dalliances with the young sir. And of course, using words that he knows John the Page doesn't know, like dalliances.
Well, yeah. Well,
you mustn't let him know.
About...
You would tarnish the young lord's reputation if it was to be learned that you two had such a tryst.
Oh, right. Yes. And like, you could tell he's just like, tryst is a word.
Dalliance is a word.
And dalliance is a word. It's like, is he talking about like, did I have food? Like, what? Is that a food?
It would
and you can tell
ruin the prospect of engagement.
Right.
And we need the young lord to get engaged.
Right.
But you best not mention any. Make sure you yourself nor none of the other household staff speak a word about the star-crossed nature.
The dandelions. No, I'm not going to tell nothing about the dandelions I had with the Lord
especially
Sebastian.
not the dandelions. That would be far too crude.
Right. Yeah. Or the
lady would faint. Probably. Yes.
Well,
we wouldn't want that. Yes.
So, right, yeah. Should I talk to Lord Sebastian?
No, not in front of the Blanches. Are you even listening to what I'm saying? This is right outside the water closet. Just all of it.
Yeah, it's just right outside. Right, so don't tell Lord Sebastian
the
right
waft
now
of onion
about
is
just the dandelions
wafting.
that I had?
No, you cannot.
With him.
No, not the dandelions, the dalliances. The dandelions in the dalliances. I mean, the things I saw you two doing in the garden with plants. I mean, it would...
Right.
Lord,
I mean, we just got our hands
Byron would have a
in
field
the
day.
dirt a little bit.
No, I'm...
But I'm...
Just...
Well, I mean...
John.
Sebastian... But I mean, have you seen him, though? I mean, he's really good in the garden.
I'm sure he's very good at tending... At ploughing the fields, as the youth like to say these days.
Well,
but
actually,
no,
that's not actually right. I mean, because I plowed the fields. So, I mean, he wouldn't plow the fields. I mean, I'm the kind of. I mean, he's a lord, and I'm a servant. So if he's going to plow fields, I'm plowing his fields, not the other way around.
Yes.
I mean, the fields belong to him, but I'm plowing them,
and,
right?
And the Lord Blanche and Lady Blanche must not catch wind or sound of this. It would be a scandal.
Really? But I mean, I just think it's fine if,
I know you think it's
I
fun,
know.
but no, John. It's a good thing we've kept your
I know
distance
why I
from
can't say
Monday.
nothing, right? I know why, right?
So many reasons.
Because I'm not supposed to be plowing fields, right?
That's one way to put it, John. One way to put it.
Right.
Sure, there's other
By
ways
the
you've
way-
put it. But
Oh, I've put it all sorts of ways. 'Cause
yes,
I'm good with things.
I
Like
so
me
I've
hands and
heard.
everything.
Yes, that's what the young lord
What?
says.
Does he say it? Well, I'm glad he noticed. I mean, because, I'm
Bit
happy to
difficult
know
for him
it,
not
'cause
to.
Well, I mean, I do try to make a scene.
Which is why
Did you
the
know,
Blanches can't find out.
Right. Okay. So, what you're saying then, you said something about an engagement. So, I'm supposed to, do you want me to go in and, wait,
No.
who am I get engaged to?
Just no, you are not getting engaged to anyone, dear John.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Why don't you? You look like you're almost out of onion. Why don't you fetch another from the kitchens and then steer clear of the Lord and Lady Blanche? At least
Do
until
you
they
think
leave.
they'd know
Oh, I think they'd be able to.
if they saw me?
I think the chemistry would be undeniable.
Oh, yeah. Well, I quite like chemises or whatever you said. Right. Okay. So, okay. Well,
My time's up, John.
sir. Oh, sorry. He wanders off, a little confused about what that was all about.
Perfect.
So
And I just
soon as they
straighten up
leave-
and I'm ready to escort the Lord back
Wait.
whenever
Yeah.
he's out of the water closet.
Yeah.
I will.
as soon as they leave the atrium and they're out of earshot, I think Sienna, not quietly, she's just talking in a normal voice. Sebastian, darling, I do apologize for what's about to happen. You'll be fine though.
Oh, also,
and-
after Paige leaves,
Mhm.
Reginald just hears behind him, I won't tell a soul. You can trust me. My lips are sealed. My eyes are sealed. I got your back, Reginald. That's what a co-Agnes would do. They'd have your back.
Is that so? Well, as Chief Laundress, I'm glad to see you taking your responsibilities so serious.
Anything that happens in that lawn, I got my eye on. I'm gonna go clean the young lord's room now. Don't you worry. Those sheets will never see the light of day again.
Thank you, Olivia.
Uh,
So thoughtful.
By the way, as
Which
we're
is
heading back
also,
in,
I'm
then,
sure, heard in the water closet.
yeah,
I imagine he's been done for like 2 minutes now, but it's just sitting
Yes.
inside like...
like, what? By the way, John the page is like, psst, Olivia.
Yeah.
He just hands you an onion, and then he heads off.
I know where this has
It's all just-
been. Stashes the onion.
Back in the atrium.
Yeah. I essentially say, Sebastian, I do apologize for what's about to happen. You'll be fine. You don't have to worry about marrying Genevieve if you don't.
Well,
Genevieve's sort of looking there, and Lady Nandi says, Genevieve, tell me, it was told to me that you were brave in the face of danger. How do you feel about warm climates? It's like, well, I'm excited to see all sorts of things. And she just sort of, she is very specifically not looking at Jamal the entire time, because she might blush. She goes, I have, been so saddened not to receive any responses to my missives to the household plate. She says, just like, but again, not looking at Jamal, just sort of looking at Sienna.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Missus.
Yes, and like her dad's not here yet. She's like, yes, I sent a few letters to the estate, to people who live here, to see if everything was well. I received no word back from anyone here at the estate who I might have sent a letter to, or 2 letters.
Oh no.
But if
have not
it is such that I
gotten-
received no letters, they did not get here?
No.
Oh. Well, I did send 2 letters to, and she's like, this is super awkward because Sebastian is right
Yeah.
there. I did send 2 letters to thank you for being my whist partner. Seems as if they did not arrive.
Sienna just
But I
flags
did
Fanny
send them.
down for a glass of wine. And then just leans back,
And that's when you hear,
Waiting.
excuse me,
waiting.
excuse
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
If you don't mind, Genevieve,
yes, or
I
not?
think we should be leaving. If you do not
Oh,
mind.
is something the matter, Lord Blanche? We just started.
Yes, we did, but I have learned that
Not even
Lord
gotten the chance
Sebastian
to enjoy
Rinwell
the wine,
is-
sir.
yes, I do not think I could enjoy this wine in the company of someone who is so Dionysian, he says, looking at Sebastian. Lord Sebastian, I see, I understand now why you are so flippant about having someone by your estate with good ladylike qualities. I am disappointed, but my daughter deserves someone who will appreciate all of her qualities and not someone who will dishonor her with his
Sienna stands up.
tendencies.
Sienna stands up and says, Lord Blanche, I
Yes,
don't understand what you're speaking of, but please remember that you are in my house.
Lady Sienna,
Mhm.
you should look to your household. Your son should become a priest. Genevieve,
Sienna puts on like a fake like, excuse you?
you should.
Blanche, Lord Blanche,
Baron Winwell, may God smile upon you.
and may your daughter find someone who's actually worthy of her.
Yes,
Not you.
indeed, and that would not be you. And he's obviously scandalized at this point about
Yeah.
something.
I should hope so. I tried
Sebastian
real
has
hard.
no idea what really
Yeah.
just
He has
happened,
no idea.
except his mother told him something was happening,
Yep.
and he's
Yep.
kind of like,
Yep.
the wheels are turning, but they ain't got all the way there yet. But at this point, he's like, fuck this guy.
It's like, I will have grandchildren, and I will have a godly home for my daughter. Genevieve, please stand up. They're walking out. And she's like she's not quite certain what is happening because this is like a
Yeah.
big 360.
Sienna will make just very brief eye contact with her and nod.
So she stands up, and when she does, she sort of drops her handkerchief accidentally, and she sort of bends down to pick it up, and it's off the table, under the table. She picks it up.
Jamal
As she's coming up, there's
reaches down to pick it up at the same time as her. That little touch of
She
the
just-
hand as they do it at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time.
and she just like her little pinky like curls around his hand and just gives a little bit of a squeeze as she then stands up to take the handkerchief And it's just the briefest of a little briefest of a touch. It's like it's a little bit scandalous, to be honest, but nobody got to see it. She just a little bit of a curl.
The little
right
whisper,
there.
just, I will write to you. Your letters have been stolen. But do know that I would always write to you.
She smiles. And she is like trying to, she's having such a hard time getting this handkerchief. It's just so difficult for her because she's just a lady after all. It's, you know, it slips. And she sort of like picks it up and she's trying to make sure it's all right. She goes, please, I hope to see you soon. And she just picks up the handkerchief and she tucks it away in her little, you know, reticule. And she goes, yes, Father, of course, I'm always obedient. And she follows out and he just starts storming off. And she, as she walks back, she just kind of gives Jamal this look that is, it's the look of someone who knows a secret or has just been given a present that might make everything okay. And it's this kind of like, oh, and she smiles and then she just says, oh, by the way, Lady Sienna, that one is actually a continental orchid, mostly from the area around Holland. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It's mislabeled. I'll get that corrected.
Genevieve! Yes, Father.
Don't forget to write.
Oh. Yes, I will. And she smiles as she sort of follows her father, who's just now actually quite upset. There's the sound of a vase
Shaka.
smashing.
Not the vase.
If
It was
I
an
could.
accident. He just knocked into it. Please.
Shaka
Sure.
meets him on the way out, and Shaka's been paying attention to what's going on here, and he's like, "Sir, you have no idea what's going on in this state. There's so much debauchery, just man on
What?
man on man.
No. What?
Gray has been a part of it. It is
No.
delightful, honestly. I wish more people were
What?
more open-minded."
What? Oh, listen. I'm going to tell you something. Just because men, when they're not wearing shirts, can be glistening and interesting with their hardened muscles doesn't mean there's anything that to it. This is all about being godly, you see. There can't be any sort of debauchery around here. I mean, this is terrible. Can't have any of that. Oh, my goodness.
You know, I have thought about this for a while, sir. And if gods do exist, a god or many gods, I can't imagine that they haven't all had relations with each other at some point or the other.
What?
Because to live forever, you have to explore what.
What? My. That my daughter didn't hear any of this? Goodness. I will tell you what. This, well, my daughter
Daughter
will
reads
never
books.
marry into this household. Genevieve! Thank you for telling me that.
Pleasant tidings, Lord Blanche.
Need to go to church. Need to go to church. Definitely need to go to church. And he is going to leave.
See his handsome pastor. We
with
get it.
his- The pastor is
Gonna need
he
multiple
is kind of handsome, but
handlers.
that's not the point. Just quite a bit of. I mean, he is pretty handsome. That's not the point. Wasn't even thinking about that. So he leaves in a huff, and Genevieve like apologized. So sorry, Shaka. Forgive me for my father's outburst. Somewhat ungentlemanly.
Don't worry about it.
And she was, oh,
Be sure to write my brother.
if the letters will arrive. Apparently the last ones
Be
didn't.
sure of it.
And she says, wait, your brother?
Oh, yes. A topic for another
Oh.
day.
Well, wait, if he's your brother, could you send him a message for me? If I ask you, I can be certain it will arrive, yes?
Yes, of course.
Well, my father's in quite a state, and I imagine he'll lock me up like some sort of fairy tale. It can be that way sometimes. Gets away, but there might be a problem with the gates at the estate. They might be, unfortunately, insecure at moments, and I know that I will have to walk about the garden at my estate, probably after Vespers, and just walk about at some point. And I know that it would be terrible if, would you just tell your brother that I'll be out in the garden, my estate, at 8 p.m., just in case he wanted to visit. Just, right. I have to go.
Yes, madame.
But if you just, thank you. And she sort of like pats you on the shoulder and like in the way that you're really not supposed to, but she does anyway. And then she sort of rushes after her father.
Shaka is grinning like the goddamn Cheshire cat.
Meanwhile, back at the place, I would like to say, as soon as the Blanches and them are gone, I'm
Quite
so
the
sorry
fucking
to
vignette,
Imogen,
y'all.
but
This
I
is
like the
amazing.
idea that the wall bursts into very French laughter. As I think eventually Solange will stumble out. It's like,
Like Pierre Escargot.
it's like, I do apologize. I was taking a nap behind the alcove when all of you so very wonderfully woke me up. I do apologize, Your Majesty. She does like, curtsy to Her Majesty. In
And
my
she's-
defense, I
and-
held it in.
And she says, these Englishmen are very unstable.
Brutish.
What is the word that you use in your country? Hysterical?
I'm gonna
Mhm.
say
They
what
seem
Lord Blanche
quite
was.
hysterical.
Quite, yes.
Jamal, are you sure you wish to marry this woman?
Yes, mother.
Well,
Do you approve?
she seems interesting. I saw her behavior at the uprising. It was brave, which I appreciate. I do not like her father.
But he shouldn't
seems
be a
Like,
problem.
neither do
in-
I.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be a problem in
Excuse me, I'm
Africa.
sorry. I should not have said that.
Speaking
No,
Sorry,
of
mother.
you should not.
fathers, do pardon me, all of you. It looks like we're missing all but one for all of you to discuss inheritance.
Ah, it seems we shall have to discuss this. Yes,
Could
we shall
someone
have
call
a...
Lady Sylvia?
I believe it is time for us to make this. And with that, we will end this vignette because all of the inheritors will be the beginning of our next novel chapter, but we have something in between.
Hmm?
Reputations.
Oh boy.
Hmm?
It is time to do our reputations, my friends. Please be prepared. Old money.
I got
Solange. And also Jamal. Did any of you act in the service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires? Acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so, or denied your desires or made a sacrifice to uphold the family name?
Is it a sacrifice to not say shit to Lord Blanche? Because I think it's a sacrifice.
No.
And
It
do not
is-
laugh.
I feel like that was a considerable hardship.
It's
I feel like that wasn't
considerable considering Lord Blanche. Come on.
I mean, look.
I would have
look.
busted gut trying my best not to laugh there. I could have ruptured.
I could have ruptured.
Solange is, and I think this is Regency. Is it stays? So it's not like she'd like. It's
Yeah.
not like but still,
Less likely
it
to
was
pass out.
considerable effort. And also, she did
feel like-
uphold the reputation of the African royalty because she's like, oh, people can't be snubbing them.
But that was not your family name.
No, it's not my family name. It's just old blood in general. We have to stick together, against
Mm.
that.
That's what she told my mom.
Against good society?
like the billionaires, gang, like we gotta all stick together.
Yeah,
We can't have these pores out
snubbing
here
us
coming at
billionaires,
us.
Ugh, of course.
I feel
Not
like
this new money
you didn't-
bullshit.
no,
They
none
don't
of that.
even understand
didn't
the
feel like you made a
actual vineyards of
sacrifice.
Africa. Damn it! I mean, my
Ugh,
sacrifice
no,
is not
no.
laughing though.
No,
It's
no,
fine, I made a
no.
spiritual
I
one.
don't
Not
think
enough
that's
of a sacrifice.
I don't think I
Fine.
did either, to be honest with you.
No.
fair. All right, but then how about did either of you two act in contravention of society's conventions, act on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality, or shamed or embarrassed the family name?
I have a question. Does killing her mom have to do with any of this? This stage?
I mean,
Good question. Just,
mm,
like how far back are we? We're looking at this tea party? Are we looking
this
at
cycle. Yes. No,
Oh,
no.
I killed your
back-
mom in
no, it's
that.
the- Yeah, you did. You did.
I mean, it was moral
Uh,
obligation to protect the Grey Estate, though. But I don't
Okay,
consider that
so
murder.
okay.
Wait, I was like, yeah, how far back does
yeah.
this go?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
now
what I
I'm
wanna
trying to
This
know,
goes
figure
for
because
the
it out.
this
entire
is-
first novel chapter, actually. The entire first one's all those vignettes count
Ooh,
for this
fuck.
moment.
We did a lot of vignettes.
We
This
sure
is a
did.
lot.
I'm like going through them in my mind,
Oh.
being like,
Does this
What
count when
happened?
I like came? No, I don't think that was part of it. Like,
So, what I'm going to
busted
say
someone's
here,
face open.
yeah, but that was the
like,
last
and-
one, right?
Oh yeah.
That was the
Yeah,
last
I
one.
thought that was the last one.
This
so
is
I'm
the
like, all right.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so here's what I'm
think
going
I'm
to say. But I actually think that Solange gets one of each because I think you actually did make a sacrifice to uphold the family name, which was then murder. That was a big sacrifice.
ooh,
To do
yeah,
that.
did murder.
So you
That's
would get a
true. That is a
positive
good
tag.
one that you did murder for that. So
Yeah.
'cause
However,
she was a
murdering
problem.
is
Also
but
bad.
murdering is also acting within contravention of society's convention. So I think the murdering is both positive and negative.
Is it murder if it's pest control?
Still,
Oh.
I think you're gonna have to get a positive and a negative for the same act.
Damn it. Fine.
I
Makes
believe
sense.
so.
I agree.
Yeah. Because you did it to uphold the family name, positive, but also it was murder. So that was negative. So I need a positive and a negative tag for you.
Okay. Well,
I think the
I'll take what
negative
I
could be
already have.
murderous.
that's a little intense. You could like maybe like rather than murderous, maybe
Cunning,
calculating.
Calculating. Ooh, I like that.
Oh yeah. Calculating is good. I like it. And what about your positive?
Oh, I don't know. What is that like?
Protective.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
am protective of what's mine. All my humans, all in one place.
All my
Yes.
humans.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Protective.
Well,
On today's episode
let's
of
get our
All My
peerages.
Humans.
all my humans. Lady Sienna and Lady Sylvia. Did any of you, in these last bits of our first novel chapter, did you act in the service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires? Acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so, or made a sacrifice or denied your desires to uphold the superiority of your rank?
I'd say yes for Sienna. I'm continuing this charade.
Yeah.
Just period. I'm continuing this charade.
Yep.
Valid.
Despite not wanting to do so. Yes, that is valid. Lady Sylvia.
She had that heart to heart with Sienna.
She did.
It's complex because I think she's kind of in that balance where she does feel some degree of ownership over the noble title and the name, but at the same time,
She hasn't lived it.
Hmm?
But she hasn't lived it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's always been like promised to her.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
Yeah,
she has
yeah.
like a very outstanding moral like code
Yeah.
to her. So I feel like, at least for the first one, for morality, I think that is true, technically. She would be
Okay.
willing to burn the house to the ground because it would be, in some part of her mind, the right thing to do.
But it's what good society would think was the right thing to do, and they would not think burning down the house would be the right thing to do. Because that's the thing. It's not what you think is moral, it's what good society thinks is moral. And they think
I
that
see.
arson would not be a good thing.
They don't love
Then
arson.
no, then she does not.
Unless
she
it's
does not
against
trigger.
peasants.
Yes, then it's fine.
Then it's fine.
All right. What would be your positive tag for Sienna?
Dedicated.
Keeping up the charade. Dedicated, yeah, that's good. Did either of you two act in contravention of society's conventions, acted in desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality, or allowed others of a lesser rank to talk down to you or treat you as an inferior?
Yes. I
Yes.
spread a rumor about my son.
I want
You
to burn
did.
the house
You
down.
sure did.
Yep. Please, what negative tags do you think you will get for both of those things?
I already have negligent.
I mean,
I already have dangerous.
Permissive.
mm,
I think I like that.
yeah.
Permissive.
You allow you just
Yeah.
I was
allow
going to
your
say
son to do
loosey
these
goosey,
things.
but permissive sounds better.
I invoke
Yep.
loosey goosey.
Ah, yes, the time-honored
Uh,
trait of loosey-goosiness.
Loosey goosey. I think rash might just be a good one.
Rash.
Mm.
And Imogen.
Yes, hello, Tizoy.
Now, let me
Imogen.
ask you. Did you act in the service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires? Act in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so, or made a sacrifice or denied your own desires to uphold the values of your place of origin?
I didn't kill my mom.
Remember? You let it happen though. I
I did let it happen, but I didn't do it, which I was planning on it. I did let it happen, and I'm supposed to feel sad about it? Question mark.
Yeah, I just feel like that's not a positive tag there. I just feel like that's not. I feel like there's
No.
no positive tags out of that.
I don't
one.
think I gained any
No.
positive tags.
Okay, but how about
Negative. I've got so many.
did you
tags.
act in contravention of society's conventions, or act on desire in a way that compromised your duty and morality, like to not kill or allow your parents to be killed? Did you act in a way that
what?
would have shame or embarrass your place of origin? Yeah, I'm just asking.
I didn't kill her. I did feel very special though when someone killed my mom for me. So
Yeah,
I was very
feel like
touched.
that's a
I
negative
was like,
tag.
oh, so
Yeah,
touched
yeah.
you would murder my mother for me. She was awful.
Yeah. Take that last reputation tag. That
I'd
negative one there for
love
that
to
one.
take that last slot on my reputation tag list. We double up full.
Yeah, so you get the but you
The
can't get your
other
next tag yet
negative.
because we have to do the
Yeah.
yeah. You got to get the other negative. But what is that
Um,
tag going to be?
Bad child. Disloyal daughter.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What's that word? It's like there's a
Matricide.
old matricide.
It
No, it's like
wasn't
this thing that's like a.
matricide.
Unfilial?
That's the one. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
a good one.
Thank you, Snow. That's exactly what I was looking for. I was
Now
like,
that I'm
there's
an
a
orphan,
word.
that makes a bit more sense.
Well, we now have to ask about our downstairs characters for this reputation moment.
So, real quick, I do get a reputation condition for positive. Because I
Not
got
yet.
3. No? Okay.
Not yet.
Oh,
we
yeah,
have to just because
because we can get them taken away. Yep, never
Yeah.
mind.
I'm just
Yep.
gonna just double check. We got our
Yeah.
servants. I just would like to ask. Let's start with Prince, Shaka, and or Lawrence. Let me ask you: did you? I need my question because I want to get the exact question. Did you bring scandal, shame, or severe embarrassment to the household?
I don't think Lawrence did. So, well,
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think Shaka did either.
Yeah.
Lawrence
mean-
is
Well,
literal
I mean,
in the-
okay.
I
in the-
guess you
Well,
could count that last scene.
I was
but
I was
like,
wondering
yes,
about that
I-
last
it was
scene.
assault on
Yeah,
the
no.
wound sort of thing that was already
I think
existing there.
Being petty though.
Yeah, I think it counts.
the
I
Does
think it
nobles.
counts.
canoodling at the stables count? Just to be.
No,
I
because
Well, you just look at-
Saoirse's the help too. So
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
I could definitely see that, but I don't think that landed on Jamal.
No, no.
I don't think
So,
it either.
I do think it is true that the conversation you had with
men
Lord
on
Blanche
men
would indeed
on men.
men on men
Huh.
and also multiple gods. Which upstairs character is going to be getting a negative reputation tag because of Shaka's behavior?
You know, I would have said Sienna until Solange dropped that lady of the house thing with with the wine bottles. So this would go to Solange.
Yes. What negative
I'll take it.
reputation tag do we feel as if? By the way, Snow, you could decide what the tag is that you get from this mad rumor mongering that's happening right about now.
Epicurean?
Mm-hmm,
Ooh.
I
mm-hmm.
mean, right. By
You are
now,
just
we already
so-
just hate Epicurean things, right?
Yes. And you were just a little bit too scandalous. I appreciate that. Shaka and/or Lawrence, did you do anything? Did you go out of your way to protect or restore the household name?
I'm trying to think here. What did I do at Lawrence?
Not much.
Yeah,
it's
not
like-
much.
Out.
We just
I
talked
don't
about
think anything
leaving for
happened.
France.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Escaping.
And then
Trying to
Shaka
run
just
away.
had to talk with his mom, and that was it. Like, I
Okay,
don't think
very
anything
good.
really-
Yeah. All right. Let's go with Imogen.
Hello.
Have you
Hi.
done anything to bring shame or scandal to the household name?
Imogen didn't, but
Shame,
Reginald
scandal,
100%
or severe
did.
embarrassment? Yeah, he did.
And
He
I think
did.
that has to fall
Uh,
on Sienna.
100%.
It does. Yep.
But she did
Uh-huh,
ask
yeah,
him to do
absolutely.
it. He just went
Specifically.
above and beyond the line of duty.
Mhm,
Because
mhm, mhm.
Reginald's kind of done
Uh,
with a lot of things right now.
Yep. So what negative tag nugget will Sienna get from Reginald's questionable skimming off the top, etc.?
Oh yeah, that
And
too.
also,
I meant just
I mean,
that
there's a lot
whole
there.
like
There's a lot
scandal
there.
with Sebastian. I was like,
Oh.
oh,
yeah, sure. But there's also then stealing of. Anyway, yeah. So what tag would you like to
True.
get there, Sienna? Rex.
I'm blanking. Because, like, I'm not the gossip, but I'm employing gossips.
Yes, you
Is
are.
what it seems
Um,
like. So,
also ordered the gossip. You're like,
Yeah.
excuse me, yes, I would like one
Yeah.
steaming hot fresh gossip, please.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meddlesome?
Meddlesome.
Eh,
But maybe something like, I just feel like destructive. Like you're willing to like.
Hell
or,
yes.
Like cold-hearted.
Yeah,
Or
I
Burn
will-
it all
I will
down.
take
This
destructive
nugget
in a
quotation marks.
heartbeat. Yes,
Those
please.
I just
Four
feel like that's very
faces.
destructive behavior. Yep. And not even necessarily
1,000%.
self-destructive, but like, you know.
In general.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But did either Reginald nor Imogen go out of their way to protect or restore the household name? Yes.
Yes? Oh, good. I'm
Absolutely.
glad. Oh, yeah, we did. I did assist
I
killing my
mean-
mom.
You assist killing your mom, which was there
She
to
was
like
kind of
protect the
terrible.
household name.
Yeah,
You also
But,
lied about her
you know-
nobility status, so
I
there
did.
is no
I did
mention
lie
of
about her
Reginald
nobility
Grey.
status.
The monster is a common.
Yeah, there was a lot there. So I think that you absolutely have done that. So which
Wonderful.
means, which upstairs character will you remove a negative reputation
And it
tag
can't be for
that's most
myself.
appropriate for that? That is correct.
I think it'd be from Solange then, because she orchestrated the murder.
Which of her negative tags are you going to remove?
There's so many
There's
to
so
choose
many
from.
today.
And please note, anyone who gets a negative reputation tag from the behavior of the downstairs people, they know it. They know where it came from.
Yeah.
And anybody who gets a negative reputation tag removed by a downstairs person, they also know it. So Solange, you will know that Imogen has, helped restore your reputation a little bit. It's helping you out.
I think we lied about my mother. I'm trying to think which is the most appropriate tag. It might be inappropriate.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Inappropriate is lost because Imogen helped you out. Let's go next to
Just a whole slew of other
let's
terrible
go-
things. But not that terrible
just
thing.
just not that terrible. Sienna. Saoirse. Yes. Did Saoirse bring scandal, shame, or some embarrassment to the household?
I don't think so.
No. How
Mm-mm.
about going out of her way to protect or restore the household name?
So
She also didn't mention that she was related to her mother, that her mother was dead
Right.
or of noble blood. So
yeah,
see it-
didn't mention any of that.
her keeping silence on that as being. I mean, she
Yeah.
didn't die. Kind of a big deal.
So yeah, so she
Mm.
kept quiet about that, but oh god, there was something I thought of and now I can't think of it. Crap.
Hmm.
I would say no, because I don't think she was a part of the murder. She just heard about it
Yeah.
afterwards. I don't think she's
Okay.
really.
We
did
also don't
much
know
this
it's a
last
murder.
cycle.
I guess technically.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I
She
just know
just died.
she's dead.
Okay.
She drank some poison. That's so sad.
Wild.
Weird.
That's so crazy.
Snow, Fanny, and Agnes. Did they do anything to bring scandal, shame, or severe embarrassment to the household?
I mean, all those years ago, does that count? Because technically the reveal finally got
It's true.
dropped. But that was a long
Yes.
time ago for Agnes.
That is true.
Mhm.
That is true. I think it counts.
Okay, so would that be good for the house or bad for the house? Because I
Good for
feel
the
like
house.
having because Sienna stepping in has ultimately been to the benefit of
Mhm.
everyone. Unfortunately, at the
It's also
detriment
to
of Sienna,
prevent
but,
assassinations.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that would look really good
Mm-hmm.
for somebody. Let's see who I can
Mm.
take something off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Might be Sylvia because you were protecting her. That actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
would be because maybe
Yeah.
rather than have Sylvia be known as dangerous, she'd just be rash.
Mhm.
Because of course she's good for the
Yes.
Greys, and I think there's something poetic about Agnes not being able to protect her own fucking daughter. Still,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think that's really good. Which
Really
leaves us to
dangerous.
Olivia.
I saw Fanny, but yes,
Oh, well, you only get to do it once. You only get to trigger
Damn it.
once.
can't help other people. Okay.
Mhm.
Last.
Nope. Olivia,
Yes.
did you do anything to bring scandal, shame, or severe embarrassment to the household?
I got promoted. How could that be embarrassing or shameful?
That's
Did
fair.
get a promotion.
That's true. Did you go out of your way to protect or restore the household name?
Mm. She's the one who cleans the sheets that no one else will.
Not to snitch, but you did traumatize Reginald.
That is true.
Did that
That
happen
is
this cycle or
traumatized.
last
True.
No, that was last cycle though. But that was last cycle, so it doesn't count.
cycle?
That is fair.
It
That is fair.
traumatized him a little bit more
Alright.
today. Every time Olivia speaks to him,
Yeah.
he is yet further traumatized.
Yes, we leave the panties
It
of
is
the
true.
past right where they are.
We leave the panties in the past where they
Yeah.
are, and you making your proclamations of "Won't tell a soul, Reginald."
I won't tell a soul.
In which case, my friends, we have our epistolary. And each people get to would like to start.
Last epistolary phase, right?
Yes. We have
Okay.
the second epistolary phase is not epistolary, it's an epilogue.
Yeah.
So this is our last official.
Epistolary
um,
phase.
Yes. Because
I think-
you actually get to write letters, but they're epistolary letters. It's like an epilogue letter.
No, I changed my mind. I was gonna go, but I changed my mind.
Okay, in which case, pull up
Oh.
mine.
Oh dear.
Sebastian receives a letter. It is, it was like probably slipped into his room and he finally found it. And it reads, "To the most esteemed Baron Sebastian Rin, I trust this letter finds you in excellent health and high spirits. It is with the greatest respect and strategic foresight that I write to you. For the matter at hand is of both considerable importance and opportunity. Recent events have brought to the fore the intriguing prospect of your finally assuming complete control of the Renwell estate, a prospect that I am convinced is not merely a chance, but a calling suited to your unique talents and aspirations. The estate, as you are aware, is in a state of disarray, you and your mother having been abroad for so long. It therefore requires a hand of both firmness and vision to restore it to its former glory. The current turbulence within the estate presents a singular opportunity for a leader of your caliber. To truly command Renwell and secure its future, it will be necessary to exercise an iron will and impose a firm and uncompromising order. The circumstances demand a leader who is prepared to act decisively without hesitation. Perhaps a hunt. Your natural aptitude for governance and your ambition are precisely what is needed to reinvigorate the estate and bring it under your complete control. Allow me to assure you that you will not face this challenge alone. I, Heathcliff, stand ready to offer my full support and guidance as you undertake this endeavor. I will be by your side to guide you as a father figure if you will have me. My extensive experience and resources will be at your disposal, ensuring that your transition to power as you become the man that you are meant and destined to be is both smooth and advantageous. I appreciate the time we have spent together conferring in secret. And I know that we will continue this relationship. Great advantage to us both. Together, we can navigate the complexities of this undertaking and secure your position as the unchallenged master of Renwell. I propose we meet in secret at midnight, deep in the hedge maze garden, to discuss the details of this plan. My time, my knowledge, all that I have experienced is open to you as a true noble of great promise. And I'm eager to confer on how we might best orchestrate your ascent to power and to fortify your rule. This is a momentous opportunity, young Sebastian, one that will define not only your future, but also the legacy that you leave behind. Embrace this chance with the resolve and determination that I know you possess. I've seen within you the seed of greatness and nobility. You will find that Renwell can be molded into a bastion of strength and influence under your command. I look forward to our discussion and to witnessing the remarkable potential that lies ahead and that I see in you. You will lead Renwell in ways that have not been done in generations. It was of great providence that we came across each other's paths. Yours with the highest regard. That's mine.
To clarify,
Oh, it's from
send a
Heathcliff.
we send a letter or we get a letter in this phase. Just a reminder, it's been a while.
Either one. If you wish to receive a letter, you must pay a result token for it, though.
I would like to receive a letter.
Oh.
From whom?
I would like Nafisa to receive a letter from a sufficiently foreign, but well-respected school of learning, teaching, that she has been accepted into a program.
I need to just check one thing.
But I
Because
do not
it
know
is-
enough about the history to know.
It's
This is
1811, is it not?
It
really-
is
06 or 11?
indeed 1811.
And if
Hold
this
on.
is impossible as a lady.
Wait, because I need to check one thing.
I think
Okay.
there's one
Give me a moment.
school.
Yeah, I'm checking what year this school was founded. Okay, so that's 1837. One moment. I believe so. Not in the U.S. Because it's. I have got something for you. Give me one moment. I'm going to check one last thing.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Because I want something slightly different for you than.
I think I have a letter now.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm so excited. So I believe what you would get is so here. So just so you know, the first women's college was Mount Holyoke, which was founded in 1837. That was the very first women's college in the U.S., but there were a couple of other options. And I believe you will get a letter. And it will be from, considering Solange is hanging about, you get a letter. And the letter is from a woman. The letter comes from Germany, as a matter of fact.
I was thinking it probably has to be Germany, right?
Right? And this letter is, yeah. This letter comes from France. And it is from a woman named Dorothea von Rode-Schulze. And she is a German woman, but she's currently living in France. Perhaps she knows Solange. She is not young, though. And this letter says, Dear Nafisa, Tiali, I am acquainted with someone who has spoken highly of you, Lady Solange Montfort. We are well known to each other, and she has written to me of your, as long as you do not mind, Snow, she has written to me of your intelligence and your promise. There are few places where women of a great mind are able to study, develop to the fullest of their potential. But I have been told that you are one such. At this moment in my life, my husband has Well, my husband's business has been declared bankrupt and he is not in well. I have also lost most recently two of my children. Death. I am nearing myself. I'm quite ill. And I have only left out of all of my children, my daughter. The lives I have led, learning languages, studying, it was with great honor that I became the very first woman to graduate from the University of Göttingen with a PhD. The only one and the first one. But it is my hope that I'm not the last one. I fought hard to get into University of Göttingen. And I do have some influence. If this is something that you wish, if you're going to be traveling back to the German lands with Solange, I will write a letter on your behalf. I've already made a few inquiries. I can get you admitted to the University of Göttingen so that you might there study. It would be an honor for me to write to you as I sit here at this point in my life, ill with pneumonia, and having had so many setbacks. I would hope that I might be able to pass along the opportunity that I fought so hard for to someone of great promise. If you wish, only you must respond back, and I will write to my Dr. Vater that he should sponsor you and accept you as a student of his at the University of Göttingen. Please write back soon, for my health is not in the best. Yours always, Dorothea von Rode-Schulze.
Okay.
Her father was a professor. That's how she got in. But people were just not letting women into universities at the time.
You had to know somebody, you know? You had to know somebody.
Yeah.
Backup plan.
But her dad was like, women
Nepotism
can be smart.
always wins, baby.
Woo!
Right, you know? But she was like, hold on. It turns out that he only had daughters, and he's like, well, I want my daughter to study, so...
One of my children are gonna go to university.
Yep, yes. And she studied botany, zoology, optics, religion, mining, mineralogy. She knew 9 languages, mathematics. She did what she needed to do, but, you know, she gives to Nafisa the opportunity to make those connections so that she too might be able to study. She also studied in France. I imagine she was also in a poly relationship at the time, because somewhat semi-publicly, hanging out with writers and bohemians. And she
Those crazy bohemians.
I'm just saying. And she offers that opportunity to Nafisa to study at the University of Göttingen. Who's next?
I got you, fam.
I got you. Give it to me.
All right. This is from Sebastian.
Ooh.
My dear Imogen, I write you this letter with a heart weighed down by the mistakes that I have made and the hurt that I've caused you. I now realize how rash and thoughtless I was when I discovered the truth of our relationship, that you are not just my trusted tutor, but my aunt. In my confusion and hurt, I acted out. I was rash and angry, and for that, I'm truly sorry. To be fair to myself, there was some meddling in my life at the time, It was Heathcliff's lies that blinded me, and in my haste to be the kind of leader that I thought this household needed, I allowed my emotions to cloud my judgment. As a new Baron of Brinwell, I'm determined to lead differently from both my father and my grandfather, and definitely nothing like Heathcliff. The former's legacies may be marred by mistakes, and I have no desire to repeat them. I know that the first step in being the man that I want to become is admitting when I've gone wrong. You deserved better from me, and I failed to treat you with the respect and kindness that you have always shown me. I regret that deeply. I should have handled my feelings for you and the revelation of our connection with more grace, but instead, I let my confusion and pride dictate my actions. I apologize from the depths of my heart for any hurt I caused you. I hope that you will allow me to take the chance to make amends, to start over, and rebuild our relationship as both your pupil and your nephew. Your guidance has always been invaluable to me, and I would be honored to continue learning from you, not just as a scholar, but as a man trying to find his way in the world. Let us begin anew, Imogen. You will always be my favorite tutor, and now my beloved aunt. I would like nothing more than to have your trust once again as I navigate the responsibilities of being a baron and a better man. With deep regret and hope for a new beginning, Sebastian.
Oh. I love it because we're cousins. No one's gonna
Which
tell
is
us.
totally doable.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that
I
we're
know-
cousins. I don't either.
And neither
so-
does Imogen. Yep.
No,
Lindy,
it's
you
fine.
read it. Or Snow.
I've got
Oh.
one.
Go
I got
for
you.
it.
Give it to us.
So this is a letter as Saoirse.
Mhm.
I need to be Irish.
Irish.
Right, here we go. Yeah,
There you go.
Irish.
Very
We got it.
Irish.
Okay. Dearest father, I do apologise for taking so long to write you. I must admit it's been hard being away from Ireland and being away from you. Not anybody else, just her. Him. Being away from you. I also hate that I have to be the bearer of bad news. Mother has passed away. It's my
Oh.
understanding that she drank some poisoned wine that was missed by our investigators, unfortunately. I do understand you had a great love in your heart for her. Where do I go from here? I do understand you have a great love in your heart for her. And while my relationship with Mother has always been strained, as you're well aware, I am saddened by her parting and saddened that there is nothing I could do to better that relationship. She's been given a She's been given a quiet burial at peace on the Grey estate, where she always believed she belonged. While she might be buried here, some part of me, well, most of me believes that she truly did love you, and her heart was always in Ireland with you. I will be making a journey out of England to France. Once I arrive, I'll write again so you have my address, and I'd like it if we could have regular correspondence. Again, I do apologise for the lack of letters over the years. And then she'll sign it as just your daughter, Saoirse.
Love that. Oh. Lindy, Snow.
I have one.
If you have
Are
one,
you
go
ready,
for it.
Linda?
I'm still
Okay,
workshopping. I have
cool.
ideas, and I'm like, how terrible do I want to be? Yeah.
Cool. I have one to Sienna, and it comes with a bundle.
Mm.
Okay. My dear Sienna, upon the counsel of Reginald, the most loving parent of my confidants, it was impressed upon me to convey my sentiments more fully. But you have requested time, and I do not wish to go against your request. And so I send you a missive. I feel I did not stress to you enough that my decision to entrust you to Earl was not made lightly. From the moment you were born, I loved you dearly. You were a perfect, sweet babe. But at the time, we had just lost the lady of the house, and I found myself so consumed by sleepless nights that I could scarcely tend to your needs. My breast had run dry, and in only a fortnight you were frailed, plagued by colic, and I was wholly unprepared. It was I who approached Earl my desperation, and in his grief he suggested the arrangement. We believed in our foolishness that you might find a better future, one that perhaps you could not have had in your fragile state. I deeply regret the sorrow you have endured. Now that Earl has dismissed both Reginald and myself, I shall soon retire. I do not expect you to visit, for I was never the mother you deserved. All your life I could offer you no embrace. I could only swathe you in your silks. But this lace, my daughter, I have spun for you since the day of your birth. May you wear it in happier times, hand in hand with someone who warms your heart. With great regret and enduring love. A.
Oh, everybody's trying to kill me today. Oh,
I think Sienna cries a little bit when she reads that, but like you can't tell if they're sad or happy or angry tears.
oh, actually, I do know how you can tell.
A monologue
It's a
token.
monologue token.
What?
Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh!
Um,
I knew you were gonna do that.
I love it. Okay, so I imagine Sienna. When does Sienna get this letter? Is it like in the morning, at night?
Probably at night. It's just left in front of her door. It is bundled. It is like a long, like silken, like not silken, lace shawl, like intricately done, the ye old way.
Okay. Is it white lace?
Yes, very good white lace.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think she'll see it, and I think so she knows Agnes's handwriting. They've been in the same household for a long time. So I think she recognizes it's from her pretty much right away. And I think she takes the package and the letter and goes over by the fire and sits for a while before she reads it. As she's reading it, internal thoughts. I suppose I can't be mad at her forever. Hold on, wrong accent. I'm British now.
British.
British. There we go. Thank
This
you.
is right. This is
You
right.
are.
Yes.
There you are.
A little bit more posh. There we go.
You
Thank
are.
you. I suppose I can't blame her for her grief. It's not her fault that Earl took advantage to save his own kin. Although technically I am his kin as well. Just not the kin he cared about. I understand grief. I understand it makes you do things you would never imagine you would be able to do. It's just not fair. Why did it have to be me? Why did... I can't spend the rest of my life imagining what my life would have been like if I'd been allowed to grow up where I belong. This is my life. And I think this just solidifies what I must do. I'll have to make sure she's out of the house. And that's it.
Just going to note that you have both a positive and a negative reputation condition. You should probably take them for whatever's going to happen. I mentioned you get your second.
Oh yeah, I don't know
Negative.
what that one is. I need to look that
Yeah,
up.
what are the options?
Yeah, just because
Not an option for
feel
me.
like-
I just picked the last one.
Yeah,
Oh, probation. I'm harshly
yeah.
chastised by my employer and given restrictions. That's fine. Oh yeah, because I've had it before. That's why it's filled out there. Very easy.
Yeah, probably Count Damon. But now for our for the socialite,
Mhm.
your negative, your possible positives are in closest confidence or social capital. In closest confidence, choose one connection. Until this boon is erased, this connection is devoted to you and believes you can do no wrong. Or social capital, when you offer connections relationship advice in confidence that appears reasonable, they will follow it.
I want the first one, and I want the can it be any of the connections that we have?
Any of the connections.
Count Damon Williams.
I had a feeling.
Oh! Oh no! Somebody is planning things. Please take as your positive reputation tag in closest confidence and take Count Damon Williams for that. But you must also take a negative reputation condition, either fracture or revenge. Fracture. Someone close to you is appalled by your behavior and refuses to talk to you. Or revenge, a connection turns against you and spreads rumors and malice behind your back.
Wash. Let's go.
Yeah, I think I like that one. The somebody
Revenge?
turns against me. The
Who?
revenge one.
Mm,
That's do I get to pick who?
Yeah.
yes, you do.
You know what?
Don't pick
For the
him.
most drama? God no. I think I want it to be Fanny.
Oh.
Ooh.
My best
Fanny,
friend.
why have you turned against Lady Sienna?
I want to find out as well.
We have to know.
Well, you are leaving.
What might have
maybe,
turned
maybe
you?
this helps you leave.
Yeah.
What could I?
My thought is this. Somehow Fanny found out that I'm not nobility.
Oh, I already knew that, but not like the swap.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
swap. Like I'm straight up just not.
Well, let's just note
And, like,
your
you-
negative
you've s-
reputation tags right now are negligent, permissive, and destructive. And see if
Okay.
any of that might sort of bring thoughts into for
I'm
Fanny.
thinking maybe I also hear about Sebastian being plowed, so to speak,
Mhm.
having his fields plowed, and Fanny is a
Mhm,
very
mhm.
religious lady.
She's very pious,
right?
yeah.
She is.
She's very pious. I mean, she was already having like crisis of, oh dear, Shaka's a heathen. What can we do about that?
Mhm.
Now can you
Mhm, mhm,
imagine
mhm.
like how she'd feel
Yeah.
about little Lord Sebastian, whom she's like doted on every time, being like
Oh.
ungodly? And it's like my
Yeah.
best
Poor
friend
Sebastian.
has been permitting and allowing her son's soul to be put at stake here.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Like every good homophobe, like she's
Yeah.
it's like, how dare you ruin your own son?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
cool with that.
And of course, also that whole engagement to Genevieve Blanche was just broken. So like it seems
broken,
like what in the world is she doing?
Yeah, because
yeah.
Reginald would never do something like that. So clearly someone was
Reginald would
watching this.
never.
Yeah, and she's like, and I
Oh.
know that like what, like, I don't think, at this point the French lady doesn't look like she's really interested anymore. So what is she even doing?
Yeah.
Why is she allowing this? She's ruining her own son.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
I'm
if you
cool with
if you
that.
found out that it was Sienna who actually prompted that rumor to come out, that you basically found out that because you've been very dedicated to Sebastian, and if you find
Yes.
out that actually Sebastian's mother ruined his reputation and maybe his chances to get good marriage, like she just ruined her son's reputation. Like, what's up with that? Why would she do that? That's messed up.
Fair.
Pretty messed up.
Valid. I'm okay with that.
Yes. If that is the case, I mean, just to make sure what revenge is like I'm like spreading shit about you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like to think it's actually, I think Fanny is also doing this because like it's for your own good as well. Hopefully enough societal shame will bring you back, because I also want to protect my best friend, right? I'm just giving you some
Yeah.
tough love.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that. Ah, good. I'm glad we have it. Lindy.
Imogen writes and sends this letter, but not in Imogen's handwriting. Imogen is just going to start writing. Dearest mother. Oh, everything's just terrible, awful. These useless daughters of mine can't even prevent a second peasant uprising. Heathcliff is dead, and I fear I don't have much time left after I've drank poison from their terrible, terrible schemes. I just felt that as my dying act as your dear daughter, you should know Blossomfall Park has fallen. We have no place to return home to. Stay in the island where it's at least safe. Your soon-to-be dearly departed daughter, Helena.
I need a resolve token for that.
Would I be happy to give you one?
Please do. If you do, I will accept it.
I'd actually like to use
Without-
reputation tag instead, I think.
Which one?
I don't know if I want to use a positive or a negative here.
Well, if it's negative, then bad things will come from
I
it.
know, that's why I'm not sure. I should probably stick with positive since it's the finale, but I do think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'll lose my beautiful, beautiful second good reputation if I do.
Yep.
But they're more, reputation tags are a little harder to spend than generic resolve tokens. So I'm going to spend the reputation tag, think patient.
Oh, yeah. Plotting. Yes, I see it.
It was that or
I accept
level-headed,
that.
but I
I
think
accept that.
patient has to be.
Yeah. Long-term plotting. Yes.
Yeah.
Then everyone gets their second letter.
There you go. I
Either
just
to receive
don't
or
want
to send.
Nan to come and show up. I want her to be so appalled by the thought that there's been a second peasant uprising and her children are dead that she doesn't even care about the grandchildren, which she doesn't, let's be honest.
And, well, I mean...
And she's got pneumonia, so she probably wouldn't be traveling anyways. But this is, like, for sure, like, oh.
No, you've secured it. Yeah.
Oh, now Nan can't
second
show
round of
up.
letters.
Carrying
No, she can't. You pay the resolve token. She won't show up.
Yep.
I guess. All
You're
right.
welcome.
I have a letter.
Nugget, you go for it. Send or receive.
Send. This is sent by Sienna. But similarly, it's not in her handwriting. It goes to an undisclosed figure.
Oh.
And it says a date and a time.
Ooh.
And that's it. And Trooper, I'll message you.
Do I need a resolve token for this?
I don't think so.
Not yet, probably. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
not
take it.
yet.
Date and time. All right. Okay. I see that. Date and time. Undisclosed figure. I see you. Uh-huh. Who's next? Because, you know.
I still need to figure out who I want to send a letter to. This is tough.
I know.
This is like our final letters. I'm like, I gotta make them count.
I barely came up with Nan.
We have our
time.
epilogue, but
Yeah.
Do I want to Riz Imogen or not? Like, this is tough. This is tough.
I have a letter. It's to Olivia.
Oh, no.
To my dearest Olivia, I know that I've been very experienced, and you may not take this letter seriously, considering I most recently broke off my engagement with Imogen. But after we broke off our engagement, I realized that who my art should be brought to is someone of my own station. So I'm going to write right now a love letter. That's what I'm doing with my own words in a way that will move you to fall in love with me. That's what I'm doing right now in this letter. I'm starting now. Ready, go. Olivia. As the sun sets beyond the gardens, painting the sky with colors of gold and lavender and also buttercup. That's a color, right? Yeah. My thoughts turn to you. Each day spent picking up the bags of the rich people or cleaning out all their muck. My art simmers just like a really good stew with the warmth of your smile. And you looked really great in that dress during the whist tournament. My goodness. Anyway, I think about your hands, rough with the hot water of the laundry, and how graceful it is when you just pull off linens in one go, skillfully. And you should know that even though you're at an higher station, because I'm a lower page and you're the chief laundress, and our stations might keep us apart in the eyes of society, that my affection for you knows no limitations of station. And I dream of a world where we might escape the rigid hierarchy of me being a third page and you being a chief laundress, and we could just go hand in hand and walk through like onion fields, looking at the beautiful onion flowers and just grabbing an onion and eating it, like taking anything we wanted. But until the day when you might return to me my affection, I will just treasure the way that you said hello to me one time, which I knew meant you loved me deeply by just saying hello. That, like, to think about me like I think about you, like an onion, full of layers and also pungent smells. And with that, I feel like you should know that I also agree to love you like you clearly love me, because you took that onion of mine. And one day we will meet in a rendezvous, but it's spelled wrong. It's spelled Rondayvoo. And your onion knight, John. Yes, I'm not actually a knight, I'm a page. But you knew that, right? You know who I am, right? I'm John the Page. You've met me. I eat onions. I gave you an onion. You took it. I think you liked it. Anyway, that's me. And also, yours, John the Page. With the onion, talked yesterday. Romance. Okay, love letter over. John. the page. Okay.
Olivia finishes reading it and throws up. Not that she's not disgusted by it. She's just been feeling a little nauseous every
Has she?
Oh
morning,
no.
every other morning or
Interesting.
so.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
Mhm,
she's like,
Have to get
"Oh,
the
I
magic
don't know.
gloves."
I don't know. I don't think I can share Sebastian with John the Page. I mean, there's
I
more than
know.
enough Olivia to go around. What
I
would
know.
Agnes do? I should ask her. Is John the
Yeah.
Page Agnes level? Or should I be like aiming higher? What would Agnes do? WWAD.
Yeah.
She takes a bite of the onion.
Level grow. Who's next?
I have one.
I'm so glad you did.
I'm
'Cause I
ready.
was so enthralled by onion talk that
I think if you just say it's a love letter, then it works that way. You know?
Have you stated multiple times?
I- It was really good with it. Very effective. Prince, receive or send?
The send.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Jamal, it is with no small measure of relief and satisfaction that I find myself writing you, having assisted in the accomplishment of your long sought desire. You, at last, secured the affections of your beloved, and for that I wish you every happiness. It is not an easy thing to admit, but I confess that I take some quiet pride in having contributed, even in a small way, to your success. I write you now, however, not solely to offer my congratulations, but to humbly present a request, one that I hope you will find fair, and one that I ask without resentment or ill will. I have recently come to know that Lady Sienna has graciously offered a substantial dowry to the lovely Genevieve, and I could not help but think that if fortune has smiled so graciously upon you, who has no needs, might it also, through you, extend some small favor to me? You see, Jamal, Fanny and I yearn for a life where we are no longer bound by the constraints of servitude, where we may live freely and begin anew. We have no grand aspirations of nobility or titles. We seek only peace and the opportunity to build something of our own. The dowry, which has been pledged to your future wife, would allow us to start that life, a modest one, but ours all the same. I know that our father, through his machinations and arrangements, has ensured that you will never want for wealth or comfort. I do not ask for equity and riches, but merely for the chance to find the same happiness that awaits you. In offering this, I do not set any conditions. I have learned from Genevieve herself where you might meet her, and I gladly pass this information to you without expectation. Whether you choose to grant my request or not, you will know where to find your future bride. Still, I hope you will consider my plea, not as a demand or a price, but as an opportunity to do right by your brother, for once. A brother who seeks no more than the chance to live freely and love without fear or want. I wish you well, Jamal. There are no hard feelings between us, despite our past, and I mean it when I say that. I only ask for this one thing, to grant me the same opportunity to forge a future with Fanny, just as you will soon do with Genevieve. Your brother, Shaka.
And this is when I realized that neither Fanny nor Reginald told Shaka about Fanny's dowry, which is quite substantial.
This
Yep.
will just be really funny when we're just like, we're rich!
Rich!
New money.
I was like, Shaka doesn't know this. When I was writing this, I was like,
True.
I know this, but Shaka doesn't.
That's so funny.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's like, that's
Stay away from the
beautiful.
vampires.
Shit, we might be nobles if we get all that kind of dowry. Let's go.
Move to the
Lindy,
Hexenshire
Yutsai, and
Moors.
Oh, man.
Can I call dibs on not going this time? I'm like still trying to figure it. I'm too
Oh, no, you're
invested to
good.
think about my
Sure,
own
I
shit.
can go next.
If you've got one, go for it.
Kind of. I'll just wing it.
Wing it.
Yes. Sylvia will be writing a letter
Hmm.
to with this I'm kind of taking some liberties. She grew up as a commoner with the townsfolk. She knows people there,
Yep.
many of them unmentioned and
Everybody.
unnamed. She writes to one
One of them
now.
is Tomothy. Go ahead.
Timothy. Tomothy. I write to you now, undertaking this grand quest that I spoke of, which should hopefully explain my absence as of late. I find myself in struggle with the perils of both the body as well as my soul. What does it mean to be good? What does it mean to be just? What gives that which society stems and places above all else, rank and nobility, the right to be such? I fear there is no such right. And yet, it is a place that must be occupied. I have met many people in my struggle here. Some good, some very good. And yet I only know myself fully. Tomothy, and you know me as fully. I am not a trickster. I am not a planner. I am not one to scheme or squirrel. And yet I must face this battle, all the same. So, if I must fight, I shall fight as myself. And if I must fight as myself, then I shall show my own strength and bring it to full bear. Tell all you know. Here's the date. Here's the time. There's an important meeting taking place, one that will most likely decide the future of these lands. Come not as a riot, not as a mob, but as those who have an vested interest in their home, in their countrymen, and in those who would protect them. And you will either bear witness to the birth of something new, or you will bear witness to the end of my struggle. All the same, it has been a joy to know you, and a joy to live among you. I must emphasize, come in peace. Come with emotions contained, and hopefully you may let loose your joy. If you shoulder anger, I fear a worse outcome. Let us fight in a way that we who have grown up the way we have know best. An honest, simple, and straightforward way. With great hope for the future. Sylvia Gray. So if I need to spend a resolve token to summon a mob at the doors during this meeting, mob in
Then you
quotation
can.
marks.
Absolutely. You have a mob. You can spend that resolve token to
crowd,
get them when you need them.
A supportive crowd.
A crowd. A crowd. A crowd.
With
It is set.
signs that have Sylvia spelled wrong
And onions.
and onions.
Lindy and Snow.
I will go. So many letters I could write. But I feel like some of the letters I could write might undermine the meeting we have a bit soon, so I won't write those because I'll just bring it up at the meeting. Seven haircuts and whatnot. So instead, I will write back to Sebastian. Dear Lord Renwill, I'm happy to hear that your temper has abated and that you have done some self-reflecting. It has been a turbulent time here at the Grey Estate these last weeks, so I understand the cause of your distress. I think a lot of us have been stressed. But I am happy to know that you do not detest me or hate me. I'm more than happy to give you any advice you require as your own. Your mother is a strong woman, and she's raised an excellent son. I do feel like I must inform you, though, that I will most likely be traveling out of country in the near future. Although that does not mean you cannot write. I'd be more than happy to advise, be it in person or long distance. I don't think there's much need for my lessons anymore. You have learned much in a short amount of time. But should you need any reminders, I won't hesitate to let you know. Sincerely, your aunt.
Snow.
Reconcile.
It's so sweet. I would love to try to riz Imogen up, but I'll save that for like in person.
In person. Sure.
Poetry is best recited. All right. If that's the case, I'm gonna try to direct Riz towards Nafisa because now that she's been
Oh yeah!
presented, yes, now that she's been presented with some options, and I think you were
You
gone
could always
that
go to that
time.
college too.
That is true, but he has the plans. I think you were gone last time you'd say when I wrote a very lengthy letter basically begging your mom to court you. So
As Solange?
no,
As-
no, as Morris.
As
Okay,
Morris
right.
Trafford.
Yeah.
Yes, Morris
Yep.
Trafford.
Yep.
There was a long intention to court letter to Lady Nandi.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a
So
long
like, please,
one as
I
well.
want to court her.
Yes, basically, like, please. All right. Dearest Princess Nafisa, it is with the utmost delight that I write to you, having received your esteemed mother's kind permission to seek your favor. Our recent encounters, though lively, perhaps even perilously so, have left me eager to become better acquainted with you at a pace more gentle for the heart. Your beauty and grace have ever captivated me, yet it is in the brilliance of your mind and in the intelligence of your eyes and the eloquence of your speech that have truly drawn me. I must confess, I am not one naturally inclined to scholarly pursuits. My affections lie more in rowing and cricket. But when you speak of poetry, history, or philosophy, I find them irresistible. In my forthcoming term at Oxford, I shall strive to apply myself diligently, that I might become a worthy conversationalist in your company. I would propose a lengthy courtship, should you accept my affections, for only a man of merit should aspire to your hand, and as a second son it will take time for me to secure my position and prove my worth. In the meantime, might you grant me the pleasure of your company on a walk? An acquaintance of mine, Baron George Byron, recited some verses last season which I would be most eager to share and discuss with you. Perhaps you might grace me with some poems from my homeland as well. With the greatest anticipation and admiration, M. Trafford.
Oh, so cute.
Wonder what she's
Nafisa's
thinking.
conflicted.
Gosh, I wonder
That's
she's
what I
thinking.
thought, because she's getting two offers. Like,
Yeah.
Porque
Yeah.
no
I wonder
los
how we could
dos?
how we could find out what she's.
I'll do it. I'll drop him on a lot quicker for that.
Oh!
Oh yeah.
What Nafisa's thinking. She just received this letter, assumedly after the other one.
Same mail pile.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's in her room. Small table, chair by the window, light shining through. She has just finished the letter, and for one, you could definitely see on her expression she's definitely touched. Like, hand goes to the chest. She looks a little like surprised almost. This seems to be a quality. Straightforwardness seems to be a quality that she enjoys in people. She stands up and starts pacing, as she is wont to do when she's thinking. Two paths, two routes, two futures. One, a great unknown, alone and dangerous. Not to the body, but to one's soul, for what is one's soul without company to keep? The other, a well-tread path in the light, with family and friends and all I've known, but all I'll ever know? To keep myself in a cage, however gilded, is this where my pacing stops? And she stops pacing. Or do I strive, as she kind of turns to the window and walks towards it, to reach beyond the horizon of what it might offer? Germany, France, the Americas. The world lay bare for me to take. She recalls back earlier when she was so quiet during Jamal, Chaka, Sienna, all talking with this fledgling romance that Jamal was beginning to bloom and nurture, and how she was also an intelligent woman who was finding love here. I am happy for my brother. And to see such joy in my mother's face also brought me joy as well. And yet I can't help but wonder. I can't help but worry. I can't help but wander over the horizon's edge. But must I do it alone? Must I do it alone? And she's thinking. And I think that's where the monologue ends.
Mm. And so there will be one last announcement. Staff, please prepare the estate for the upcoming funeral. All must be in order for this solemn day. And please be on your alert. The last time we had a large gathering like this, who knows what happened? Who knows what will happen this time around? Make sure Olivia makes sure all of the linens are actually clean and well pressed.
Not to worry, sir. I threw out all the dirty ones, blackened with soot all the way through.
And so, my friends, I believe this will be it for the evening.
One more episode.
And
Oh.
one more episode where it all comes to this. We will begin before the funeral in that conversation of all of those who might be, who have a claim to the estate in various ways. I believe Lady Sienna has called a meeting of those who should discuss before, well, those who are dead should be dead and buried. Which means next week is the end of Reading Between the Lines. Everyone who's anyone will be at the funeral. Unless they've escaped already. But I do know that
Or
some
they're
people
dead.
have been hoarding, or they're dead, have been hoarding resolve tokens, and I'm curious to see what those things will lead to. Well, with that, will pass this over to the dearest, laughingest, lovingest of all Lindys. A nice Savoy style Lindy hop. To you, Lindy. I pass it to you.
Thank you, thank you. We're going to go around, since this was our semi-finale. We weren't sure if it was going to be finale or semi-finale, but who are we kidding? We like to really get into the nitty-gritty. So we're going to go around and say who we are, where we can find you, and your highlights from tonight's game, favorite moments, give some love. And we'll go in the same order we started. So, Yutsai, how was tonight for you?
It was great. It's been a while. I enjoyed the world building session from last time, but
Yeah.
I mean, with this messy of a character, this messy of a cast of characters, I really missed all the shenanigans, people hiding in plants, misunderstandings, getting in each other's way, helping each other, getting in each other's way. Just a blast. I mean, especially just first off, we have one session left, and we're still like doing like I'm just gonna message Trooper secretly. No one needs to hear this until it's too late to respond. And also,
That
always love the classic. Get Jamal, Chaka, Sebastian in a room and see. Let them have a conversation.
no, I was just disappointed we couldn't get Lawrence in there, but that's okay.
Right. I thought about it. I thought about spending a resolve token, and yeah, honestly, just that whole scene with the quiet moments, Sienna pulling people aside, and then the human moments with Fanny kind of figuring out why she would come to grow upset because of a decision that mechanically needs to be represented somehow, and making that work even with all this like extra stuff, even if it doesn't quite like seem natural, it still made sense. Of course, the back end will they won't they romance between aunt and nephew, cousins, something like that, related question mark.
Yeah,
unclear.
cousins.
Yeah.
But we don't know it. We think we're nephew
And also just Trooper, vast trove of knowledge. I just kind of threw you like if maybe there's a school or something that Nafisa could get an offer from, and it's like my backup plan is to pretend to be Jamal and just send it in his name, but goes Nafisa.
Love it. Can still
But
do that.
you
There was a
found
school in the States, but I was like, I don't think you want to be in the States in
I think you
Probably
do.
not.
1811. So let's send you to Germany because that'll be a better place for you.
Yeah, just so good to be back. Really sad it's coming to a head next session.
Speaking of coming to a head, Nuggetosaurus, how are
God
you?
damn it, Lindy.
I knew that was happening. I knew it.
I looked for an escape and I couldn't find one, so I
Couldn't
just
find it.
committed. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm
Gotta
used to it by
commit
now. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. You can find me pretty much exclusively here on Lindy's channel, despite her horrible transitions. I still
You're
love
still
her.
here
So
after all this
yeah,
time.
all
It's
this
been
time, 9
years.
years,
8.5.
8.5, going on 9 years, and I'm still here. I'm still okay with it. Yeah, that was a blast. I thoroughly enjoyed this session. I like plotting. I don't normally do that, so I'm very excited.
You should do it more.
I
My
should.
goodness.
I'm good at it.
You just die, usually.
Normally my characters are dead, so I kind of can't. But I have things in mind, and I'm very excited for this last episode. Yeah, I really liked the thought of Imogen and Solange just eavesdropping and getting drunk and cracking up and eating like snacks, and just watching the drama unfold before them. It's so unserious, like, and it feels so French. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
I also really liked John Page's letter to Olivia. I thought that was hilarious. That man cannot make up his mind. It feels like every 2 seconds he's found a new love interest. But yeah,
He's Romeo, right? Who's always just getting a new love interest.
But
Yeah.
somebody looks at him and he's in love. That's me.
Sometimes you don't even have to look at him.
Yeah, that's true. You just have to exist. But no, that's me. I have to go get ready for a hurricane. So
yeah,
that's great.
That's great. Yeah, Helena, her mom turned into a hurricane. She's out to get both of us.
I keep forgetting that.
Obviously.
Yeah.
She's coming to get us in real life now.
In real life now.
Since we killed her here.
She's like, I'm gonna spin up in the Gulf.
She's like, oh, I gotta go get both my daughters.
Both of them. Let's go.
Scoop them up.
Both of them.
Just scoop them up.
Someone who's out of the hurricane zone, though, would be Dibbles and Dice. How was tonight for you?
Oh man, this was something. That vignette, holy shnikes. Trooper just trying to make it as messy as possible, and then all of you piling in to proceed to make it as messy as possible. It is a skill that I appreciate from all of you that you do this, because there were so many parts of it. I was just like, ooh, this is happening over there. Ooh, this is happening. Ooh, that's petty. Damn, I love that.
So petty.
Like from the start with Sienna and Nandi, I was like, all right, this about to be some bullshit right now. Let me prepare myself. This is 5 minutes into this stream, and it's about to go down. Yeah. So, man, this last episode is going to be a doozy. I can tell already. Anyway,
Yeah, me
yes,
too.
I am Dimples and Dice. That is where you can find me all around the internet. Just keep an eye on my socials. I don't want to go through all the stuff that I'm in. Just look at my socials. That's what's happening. Do that.
That's what's happening, is what I say all the time to Snow. That's what's happening. How are you?
I've always appreciated that you saved the most blurst intros for Nugget.
I don't do it intentionally, and that's the worst part. Doesn't matter where I put her. I saved her on Tuesdays, and I say kind of saved her,
Yeah.
and she's finally, like, immediately after me, but it's only, like, some saving. It's still pretty bad.
Okay. So blurst aside, okay. Quick vignettes and my favorite little bits. I loved Lord Blanche actually. But I loved him. I mean, I love him the way that I loved Helena in the sense
Yes.
that I want to throttle him with a smile, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
may his socks always be soggy. That man.
Ooh.
Yeah. Strong words for that one. But I think because of him existing and being just such a hateful little creature, I loved how we all came together to collectively shit on his sensibilities. I
Yeah.
love that. I love it when everyone like hates on one fictional character. In the end, of
Friendship is
course,
magic.
absolutely, and so is the power of homophobia. I love that today. We did so good. And also, of course, you know, just everything around that was amazing. Just me imagining being Solange in the back, like holding in the laugh, like going, "Oh my god, please don't laugh, not right now." Yeah, that was also me in real. I think I choked sometime today. I forget what exactly made me nearly die of laughter, but I remember nearly choking to death. Oh yes, it was because of the page
Oh,
and the plowing. Yes, that was excellent.
it was that conversation. That was a good combo. Right
It
there.
was a fantastically suggestive conversation. The entendres were very doubled. So it was beautiful.
You didn't know.
Yeah, poor, sweet, innocent man who is definitely crushing on a not pregnant Olivia.
Totally
Um,
not pregnant.
Yes, she is not.
Absolutely not.
She was not nauseous. That's not one of the first symptoms. All right.
Nope.
So that said, because there's way too many things for me to love, we're gonna pull it back now. I'm Loria Snow. I'll go by whatever. You can find me on none of the socials these days because I live under a rock, except on Wednesdays. So it will soon come to a close. Real sad. But until then, I'll see you next week. Forces allowing and Helena not killing anybody here. As revenge. I think that's about everything for me.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that just leaves our lovely facilitator. How was tonight for you?
So could I share something that is not mine, but it's Hawkeye's?
Yes, of course you may.
Hawkeye wrote a song. Hawkeye makes filks, and he has one for
He
us.
does. They're
It was
great.
inspired, and I thought I should share it as the present. It is Hawkeye's. The help's all Twitter-pated. The old man is sedated. They're all interrelated. The Earl Grey family. Their family trees now a wreath. A prison cell lies beneath, holding someone named Heath. The Earl Grey family. Ba-da-da-dun. Sneak. Da-da-da-dun. Freak. Da-da-da-dun. 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 Chic. So bring some tea to sip on, a deck you can play whist on. Some peasants will revolt on the Earl Grey family. The help's all Twitter-pated. The old man is sedated. They're all interrelated. The Earl Grey family. Ba-da-da-dum.
Hey.
Thank you, Hawkeye. I appreciate it. I was like, I gotta
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
so good. I have been your facilitator. We have one last session. This is it, the back half of the last cycle where they're all going to work it out. And I love this crew. I love how Prince will just work against his own best interests?
Yes.
Like so, like Shock will be like, oh, okay, how about that? And then like, what, you did not invite me? Oh, I see. Okay, like this. And I was like, this is what I love. This is what I love. I love when people are like, yeah, my character A is totally a script for my character B. And I love it. I appreciate that very much. I love how Nugget, I love how Siena's like, this is like an aristocratic fight. I'm just kind of not into it right now because I'm not actually even aristocratic. I'll like hold up like half of it, but like I'm just gonna like sidestep this one. I loved, oh my goodness, I loved how just anytime Olivia is present, that makes me happy. I'm very excited for whatever it is that Sylvia's got going, and because whatever it is going to be some trouble, or not. I don't know. Something's going to happen, and I don't know what it is. It'll be bad, I think, or not. It's unclear. Snow. I believe myself that, look, I don't get to be in charge of anything. I just feel like, how do I put this? Solange and Sienna should just get married. That's all I'm saying. They should just run this estate together because really they do such a good job and nobody cares about my ship. But that's all I'm saying. Because like those two just need to have a conversation and they just haven't had it, and it makes me sad because I swear to you.
Polycule?
And then I'm just saying, but I loved your letter from Agnes. That was just really good. And Lindy.
No, it's laugh, love, Lindy.
Why are laugh, love, Lindy?
Not
Why
Lindy,
are you
Lindy,
an
Lindy.
instigator?
Me?
Why are you an instigator, and why are you so good at it? This is what I want to know.
I've never instigated a day in my life.
Really? Interesting. I somehow doubt that. But I adore you. I adore you especially for bringing this together and giving us a home for reading between the lines. And loved your letters. I loved your calling off Nan. That was lovely. Loved that
Like,
very
we got
much.
one funeral to get through, and she better not show her rankly old ass up.
Because she might have.
She might have,
But
not
apparently
anymore.
she-
The dang peasants.
not-
Again, grandma.
Oh, those dang peasants. That's very traumatic. But you can find me, by the way. My next RPG will be Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern on my channel, Trooper SJP, for the Gamblers, our Traveler Pirates of Draenix campaign, when there's going to be a lot of emotional damage
No, there
to Lindy's character.
It'll be fine.
And there
Definitely
might
not
even
gonna
be
cry.
more. There might even be more than Lindy might even realize because
Oh.
I realized something about
Oh no.
people.
I thought that had to
And,
do with Terrica, not with me. Oh, I hate that.
I realized a lot of stuff.
Oh no.
I realized a lot of stuff, and I was like, oh, that's
Oh.
what this is all about. Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. Well, we'll find out who talks to whom first, because that'll change a whole lot of things, and it'll cause heartbreak, danger, heartbreak, dead ahead, high voltage. And those are the places you can find me. And I adore every single person in the audience. I adore this cast, and I can't wait for our finale.
And that just leaves me to finish things out for tonight. My highlights of tonight was definitely scandalizing a lord while he was in the water closet with John the page. I immediately knew. I was like, I know exactly who I have to talk to because he won't get it.
Oh, yeah. He did not get it. He did not get it.
So-
You're Reginald. I adore your Reginald, by the way.
I love
Just
Reginald
side
too.
note.
He's great. He's terrible, but
Yeah.
he's great. No one knows he's terrible except for now Fanny. And we didn't tell anyone
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
I like Shaka being like getting edging towards that double dowry action going on there. Unknowingly edging towards a double dowry experience. I thought that was great. I liked Solange being like, let's just hang out in the atrium very, very quietly and eavesdrop for our own entertainment this time, just because we're bored. That was so very French. I loved it. I also loved Sebastian's letter. That was very sweet to Imogen, being like, hey, shit's been rough. I shouldn't have treated you as like I did. And I like that they had a little resolving in an aunt to nephew kind of way, nephew to aunt. Not knowing that they're cousins, because that would be a different kind of awkward then. it's so, I mean, no one should ever tell them. I don't know, maybe we'll find out next week. He'll probably find out. It's terrible.
I mean, there are resolve tokens for everybody to find out anything. That's
I
what's great
know.
about this game.
I know.
They're just there.
And someone has...
Sebastian's sitting on 4 of them.
And Sienna, our dear Nuggetosaurus, is sitting on 6. I'm just waiting to find out what you want to use all those for. There might be some heavy negotiating next week with things.
All I'm saying, one for everybody.
Oh, that is true.
Oh,
Everyone.
that sounds like bribes.
But everyone also has more than one character, so that's another thing right there. So which character? That's a good question. Reginald, Imogen, I don't know. So I love that you and I are here. Like, we're just gonna hold on to those for the finale. I just thought that was fabulous. I loved it. I liked how done Sienna is with things. She just wants to get out of here. I could tell, and I love it. I love it. And you're so close to getting out of here. This funeral's gonna happen and you're gone. I can already tell. I love it. And of course, Olivia. Anytime Olivia ever appears, it traumatizes Reginald a little bit more, and she says the spookiest things in the best of ways, and Reginald ain't above murdering a baby. That's all I'm gonna say on that note. She's gonna be Chief Laundress and possible candidate for co-Agnes for about 8 more months, is what I'm gonna say. About 8.5, 9 months, be sure. And then she can marry whoever the fuck she wants. John the Page, sure, why not? Although, do we want that in the gene pool? That's another question. Who knows? We'll find out.
It'll unwrap itself like an onion in the gene pool.
Ugh. Yep. Smell like one, too. And I just can't wait to see what Sylvia's got planning, because she was very quiet tonight. Very quiet.
Suspiciously so.
You know, I'm just gonna say right now, Imogen really only wants one thing out of this meeting next week. And it might not be the thing that people expect as much. I don't know. I don't know what people expect. 2 things would be great, but one thing is all I really want. Yes. Trooper.
Is what she wants is to steal John the Page back from Olivia.
Absolutely
and then to live
not.
in. Okay, I just was curious.
I am one
uncertain.
sketchy bribed off priest from achieving my goal. So that's all I need to say. So I just want one thing. And, you know, it might be a sketchy bribed off priest. It's not. But, you know, that might be the secondary thing. You can find us here next week for the finale of Reading Between the Lines, which has been a delightful little series that I conned a Trooper into. I was like, Trooper, it's summer. You don't have classes. We should do I'm feeling another good society. Let's do a different expansion this time. How about that upstairs, downstairs one? I said it just like that.
They do have that magic expansion as well.
It had been summer before last when we last drank at society. You get some of the same peoples too. How about these other people from that Cthulhu game? Let's get them too. It'll be great. The chemistry will be off the charts.
Expansion? I tell you, you'll be a star, kid.
They'll be stars. They got that great chemistry. It'll be great. We talked just like that for probably about 20 minutes about this game, and then it happened. So it's going to come to a close, but it'll be a very satisfying ending. I'm very excited to see how it all wraps up with a pretty bow on this wreath, because that's what it's turned into. You can also find us on bi-weekly Mondays and Tuesdays. So, not next week, but the week after, we will have our Critical Role's Call of Another Deep campaign, where we're deep in some nethers, touching things we might not supposed to be touching, and Ghost of Saltmarsh, where there's a 10,000 gold reward on the line for just picking up one small little box, and I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it's not a dangerous situation or box at all. Yeah. Tune in for the carnage. I mean, excitement next week, folks. It'll be fun. Till next time. Have fun and play games.